Yeah.
Welcome.
Going
Hey
crazy.
guys, welcome to checking in. Obviously, the continued Nightmare Row
It wouldn't be a
podcast.
podcast without an issue, but that's okay.
I tell you, we've been struggling, people. I mean, we're struggling here. We're trying to figure out. Basically, just seems like there's always some technical issue with the podcast, but.
That's what we get, though.
You know what? I'm just going to say this is a great life lesson because honestly, with every single thing that we do, right? Like when you just go and you do things and go out on a limb, it's a learning curve. And that's part of the excitement. So
regardless, we got there, So basically what was happening is,
Mm-hmm.
first off, we had some internet issues about 20 minutes ago. So we lost our feed. And then just before we came on.
We lost our feed, and then Brian lost his shit.
Yeah.
But okay, and then
But then ultimately, just before we went live, we had like an echo, which was basically
like 30 seconds,
like a
before.
30-second delay. Yeah.
Right.
So
we
we're
were
like
hearing ourselves.
We're
like,
hearing
what is
ourselves in
going
the
on?
headphones. So we got that sorted out, guys. So welcome to podcast number 4.
You guys
is this number 4?
This is number 4.
Number 4.
All
Number 4.
right.
So welcome to
Number
podcast
4.
number 4. So
Lucky number 4.
Yes.
we will have a litany of guests.
Big word.
Yes, litany.
A litany. Wait a
Litany of
second.
guests.
What does that mean?
Can I get a definition?
A lot of guests.
A litany.
Okay.
Litany of guests. So
Is
a lot
that-
of guests.
Is that like a old English term?
Yes, it's from the old English.
it?
It's from Britain. Yeah.
I'll look that up later.
Yeah. No, so we're going to have a lot of guests coming up. As a matter of fact, you guys may remember we couldn't do the podcast with Stuart from Universal Rock
Yeah.
a
we
couple weeks
remember.
ago because we couldn't get. Yeah, exactly. We're going to get this down, guys. I swear we're gonna learn how to do this the right way. But he'll be in next week.
Next week,
So
Monday.
next week, well, he'll be
Sunday.
in Sunday, but he'll be on the podcast on Wednesday, which I think will be pretty interesting, because again, he's an interesting guy. He's helped out a lot with
I'm
us.
sure we'll probably have a lot to talk about Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Yeah. We're gonna, by Wednesday evening, we'll either really be needing a break for the podcast or we're going to be killing each other. Not 100% sure
see.
what's going to happen, but of course, we're supposed to install this last Monday, a couple days ago.
Yes.
And it was beautiful, 46 degrees and sunny.
And now.
Now they're calling for snow Sunday night.
I know.
And Monday's supposed to be clear right now, but
But you know what?
What?
That thing changes on the hour. Michigan weather, you just don't know.
Yeah.
So it
It
says
does
it
move
now,
around a lot.
but exactly. So we'll just wait and see.
well,
So we might be moving in with 3 inches of snow.
it's possible.
I mean, it is
That's fine.
possible. It's Michigan.
Who
It is
cares?
a possibility. We'll deal with it.
Well, hopefully, I mean, that'll be something we'll talk to Stuart about, because it was his call to postpone a week. So we'll be talking to him about it. But I think it'll go okay.
I
mean,
think
it is
so
what
too.
it is.
It's going to be fine.
It's going to be fine. We're going to have to deal with what we deal with. And
Just
and
keep
deal with
saying
it.
that. Just
Yeah.
keep saying it. It's going to be
So-
fine. It's going to be fine.
So we are 4 days away. 4 days away, 4 more days until we start to install the Reptarium.
Yeah.
I feel better about this time than I did last time. Because last time, number one, we didn't know what we were doing.
Yeah.
And we really had a lot more individual cages because these cages are larger, floor to ceiling. There's not as much to move in. A lot more
Right.
carrying. We had to take the window out of the building last time. This time we're going to be able to load through the front doors because the
Well,
other building you couldn't take the center
This
piece
is the
out.
thing, just like I was just saying about this podcast. We've got doing that under our belt.
Right.
So now we know what we did, what
Yeah.
worked, what didn't work, what we can do differently.
Right.
So this time should go actually a lot smoother and be better based on what we did last time. So
Well, I think we're ahead of the game too because I remember I was building like the utility room the night before that we had the delivery. And literally I'm not going to say we're done, but I think tomorrow might be mainly done with everything. Like we've got the walls up, we've got the ceiling up, we've
but
got
no,
everything.
I got to repaint.
Yeah.
And I'm salty. I'm
course
very
you are.
I'm salty about
It's
that
fucked
shit.
up.
Yeah. So basically
Fucked up.
what happened was
really
Lori
messed up.
painted all the walls.
Yep.
And then one of our contractors came up and just like marked up the walls because he was like, this is bullshit. This is messed up. And so he made the drywallers come back and patch a bunch of things.
But not even that. Like, I'm just going to say, just because I'm going to say, like, okay, so this spot here needed to be done. well, did this huge arrow over here need to be done? Because not only I have to paint that, I got to paint over all of his marks.
Yeah. But anyways, he was trying to do, because he was, he wanted to have the job be successful, but whatever. So,
but
just so you know, too, Trailblazer Bonnell threw us $50, just some love.
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
Well, thank you,
He said hello,
Trailblazer.
Brian and family, and cheers.
Canada,
What's up, Bonnell?
Canada.
Yeah, from Canada. That's $50 Canadian, which is what, like
$4?
I think $4.
Hey, it's a couple Timmy Hoes.
No. We're
just kidding.
We're just joking. Thank you so much, Trailblazer.
Yeah.
Seriously,
I think I
that's
went
amazing.
to middle school with a guy named Bonnell.
Bonnell?
Yeah, and he was a real good basketball player.
Oh, okay.
He had a sick crossover like AI.
Yeah, nice. Well, we appreciate all the super chat guys that continues to help us with all the craziness that we're doing and stuff like that. But regardless, 4 days. So I swear I felt like I haven't slept in like 3 months. Like it is crazy. The amount of like crap that like goes through my mind on a daily basis getting ready for this is just insane. It's because you're just wearing so many hats. There's so many, but I am so excited. There's part of it is just all the things going through my head. What could go wrong? What we need to get ready? All this stuff. And then the other side is just being so darn excited. And I can't wait. You guys, I mean, I know you've seen pictures, but trust me, when you guys see these enclosures, when they're in there, it's going to blow you away.
Stunners, for sure.
I haven't even seen anything.
Oh, really?
I mean, like I saw like a couple videos or whatever, but nothing
at least
crazy.
This time I've been to Universal Rock, so I've physically seen them. Where last time I was more your boat. I just saw pictures.
Yeah,
I had no idea. So like I get it. And for me, I've seen them there, but they're going to be even more amazing once they're here.
I'm just ready for the turtle pond. That's all I want.
Same. I was literally going to say the same thing. I think that's one of the things I'm most excited about.
The anaconda cage.
Yeah, the anaconda.
That's it.
Dope. I'm a little bit worried about like what is
else.
I am
Ivy
totally
gonna
worried
do
about the anaconda cage.
Well, I'm not worried about it. I'm just worried about like will she spend all her time in the water and then the other part of the cage is kind of not being used. Number one, and
Probably
like
not.
talking about like the filtration side and keeping it clean. And we're literally going to have to. I don't know if I even told you this. I'm going to buy a pair of waders. Because you're going to have no choice.
Fishing?
Yeah, you're going to have no choice but to put waders on to go in after her.
To grab her or to clean.
Either way. Or like the front glass. I mean, how are you gonna?
How big
It's
is
a
this
big
water
exclosure.
part?
It's a big enclosure.
Like it's a big enclosure, but
It's
Well, the water
big.
thing. I think the water is like 400 or 500 gallons.
are you kidding me?
What? You didn't know this? No, this is like a huge.
Why am I surprised? Why am I surprised? So, guys, it's the Reptarium / Aquarium.
Aquarium. the Repquarium.
Yeah, the Repquarium. Yeah.
So we can use the sea animal merch.
Yeah.
The things you're looking at.
Yeah. No, exactly. Well, I do want to put like we saw it at the World Aquarium in Dallas that they put neon tetras in with their anaconda. So there was like a couple hundred neon tetras in the anaconda exhibit. So I thought maybe that would be cool.
Maybe we can try out the Baku again.
Yeah, Bowser's
Are we
hungry.
gonna go there?
Bowser's hungry.
So just so you know, Pat Grizzer just wanted to shout out, gave us $2. So
Hey,
thank you, Pat. We shout
Cheers,
out.
Pat.
Thanks, man. I
And
appreciate
then,
you guys.
then we got looks like $50.
Oh man, Dan.
Oh,
Putz, my
snap.
boy, Dan.
Putz,
Thank you so much,
Dan.
dude.
Thanks, brother.
We're going to be
He's
seeing
amazing.
him Monday, right?
Yeah, Dan's gonna be. Well, I hope so.
Right,
Dan,
Dan? We're going to be seeing him.
Dan, we're relying on you. Remember that pond I was just talking about?
Yeah.
We're gonna need you, Dan.
That is not going to go good without you.
Yeah,
just
number one,
saying.
thank you, Dan, for the super chat. But thank you also for always helping us on everything. I mean, Dan is one of the great
Dan
guys. So,
is the man.
so if you're in the Michigan area and you need a pond,
Putz Pond is the one to go.
Yeah,
Yep.
Putz Pond is the
Yep.
way to go. Amazing guy, great company. They did our backyard pond along with Aquascape, and he's been to our house a gazillion times helping
He's
us.
held my hand the whole way, teaching
Yeah.
me all the stuff that I need to know.
Yeah, no, he's a great guy. We're definitely relying on him on this thing. So, anyways, so Reptarium, that's done. I did want to touch on a thing.
What?
Did want to touch on a thing that Lori. I'm a little upset. I'm not going to lie to you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's go.
About what?
I'm blaming. So, my friend in today's video, as a matter of fact, Coyote Peterson.
Oh, yeah. Coyote. Wolfpack.
Yeah, Coyote Pack. Yeah. So he invited us to his premiere. So this next Sunday, coming up the 9th, is his Animal Planet premiere at 9:00 on Animal Planet. Definitely, guys, check this out. We were lucky enough to get invited to go see not only like a super teaser that was about 10 minutes long.
By we, you mean you, but go ahead.
Well, right. Well, me and Jay went, and then Andy came with us as well.
You.
Well, you could have came. You could have. I just knew you didn't want to. So going. Anyways, it was a super trailer, and then we saw the first episode. The very first episode that's going to air this Sunday on Animal Planet. And first off, I want to say, amazing. I mean, legitimately, I love the direction. I love the premiere.
Yeah. So let's just talk.
I don't know if you're allowed to talk about it.
No, side note. How does it compare to Venom Hunters?
Oh, it's definitely it's better than Venom Hunters.
Damn.
Let me just come right out. I'm
going to just blow you right out of the water.
No. Listen, Venom Hunters was shot fine. I think the only thing that was wrong with Venom Hunters is some fucking guy named Tim Fitzer. I hope Tim's watching right now. I did just do that. Oklahoma. What was it? Wild Man, right? Tim the Wild Man Fitzer. Oh my God. Listen, the dude was just a dick. I mean, I'm sorry.
I don't even remember it.
And literally, even the executives at Discovery Channel told me point blank. They told me when we didn't get renewed for season 2, which I was glad we didn't get renewed, quite frankly. Although I did enjoy traveling around for Discovery, and I enjoyed being with Chewie. It was a great time. Which, by the way, hopefully Chewie will get on one of our podcasts here pretty soon. But regardless, got a little feedback coming here, guys.
That's your phone.
It's not my phone. We're back over there. So, anyways, guys.
What the hell?
Oh, is it
somehow my phone pulled up the podcast? I'm sorry.
Oh man, that was
so.
wild.
If you don't have that already set in your phone, do that. Whatever Noah did to where it automatically
make sure you
I didn't even click it. It literally just started playing it.
You guys got to stop scaring me, by the way.
I know. It's like, what's this feedback? So, anyways, point is that even the Discovery Channel guys told me that they made a mistake, that they featured Tim Fitzer a lot, and people just didn't like him.
Jesus.
No,
all right,
seriously.
Back to Coyote.
No, so anyways,
right? This is like crazy.
Let's go to the real story, which I know, which is funny.
Okay. Yeah, so Coyote's premiere party invites us down. We go down to Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah.
We were the first people there.
What?
And it was at a theater. So it's a big theater, first people there. Mm-hmm. We walk in, and as soon as we walk in, I'm looking going, this seems pretty fancy. Yeah,
and then, it's a premiere.
Yeah, right. I know that. See, I'm thinking this is what I'm thinking of premiere. So like Venom Hunters premiere was like a bunch of people drinking beer.
No, it wasn't like a premiere. We had a bar, and there was like 20 people invited to the bar.
Yeah, to the bar.
It's different.
So, anyways, point is that the first people that show up, Bob and Marianne, was that true? Marianne, I think was her name. Anyways, regardless, dressed pretty nice.
Okay.
Pretty nice. Now,
Allie, I think you were talking about, right? Allie?
Yeah. Whatever it is. Regardless. I'm in salt and pepper shirt.
Salt and pepper.
And t-shirt. And Jay is in a hoodie.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then 2 more people show up in suits and dresses. And then 5 more, and then 20 more, and then 260 people show up.
Yeah.
All
dressed up.
Dressed up.
Yeah.
But I will say this.
Yes.
Okay. They all blend in. Okay. Who pops out? You. So you were actually being looked at more, and then they were like, oh, look at that guy, the Brian guy got a ponytail on, you know what I mean, and a t-shirt, okay, and then they're like, who is that guy? And then,
no, that's not what they were looking at. That's not at all.
They might have been saying, who is that guy, but in a different tone.
Yeah, it was, I can honestly say, I guess because I was really, I was honored that Coyote would invite us down to something that was so important to him, because everyone there had an important role to play in his success. Going back to the first person
especially you.
No, not me. That's my
Definitely.
point. Well, no, that's my point.
That's true. You're the only one who invited theirself there.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I was like, hey, can I come? No, that's not true. But I was the only one. We were the only ones there that didn't have anything to do with his success. Right. And I mean, from literally like his boss. Went before he filmed, to the people that literally helped him fund buying a camera for the first camera, on and on and on.
Wow.
All these people were there.
So wait a second. So what I'm getting out of this is, well, obviously you were way underdressed.
Yeah.
But second thing is, we didn't really do a good premiere party.
No, we had a shit. We had a shit.
His show's pretty
party.
much the same as Venom Hunters, right?
Yeah.
So like
it's a TV show.
Yeah. So we really went low budget.
Well, I don't know if this is the thing.
Yeah, there was like
we just
2 people.
We just like, hey, anybody who wants to see it, come to the bar.
Yeah. Yeah, it was true.
We didn't rent out a thing or do something fancy.
No.
I'm so sorry.
Well, I think there's a couple different things, really. I think number one, if you remember, we saw Venom Hunters at the same time as everyone else.
That's what I was about to say.
You know, this.
Oh, that's true. This was a premiere.
Yeah.
So why didn't we get a premiere?
I don't know if that was a network issue or
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
that's
never.
right.
I don't know.
I didn't realize
It
that.
probably was.
Yeah. Well, he's also the executive producer and also the production company behind it, right? So,
Really?
so Wilderness Productions, I think, is the
Okay.
name of his production company. He's actually the one that film and edit and do all that stuff.
Well, good
Certainly,
for him that
yeah.
he was able to do that.
Yeah, so I think he might have had a little more pull. I don't really know what the deal was, but let's get back to the crutch of this, which is
That you need to go shopping and you need
no, is that it was bullshit that you threw me out there like that.
That was you.
Yeah,
Me?
no, but listen, when I said
What?
I called her up and I was like, oh my God, we're sorry. She's like, of course, it's a premiere party.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
But who
once
cares?
you said that, this is my thing. Okay, I
Yeah.
threw you under the bus.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm so sorry that Mama Lori didn't plan your whole trip.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
guess what? I
should've-
wasn't going. I
Yeah.
wasn't invited. You did this on your own. I didn't really put too much thought. I'm like, all right, he's going to Ohio for something, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Once
should-
you text me that, I was like, well,
You should
yeah.
have laid out my clothes on the bed.
You don't even have
I'm
any
going to lay
dress
out
clothes.
something, and it's going to be your ass. It's over there in the corner.
But,
It's not a big deal. Who cares?
no,
I mean,
it was
you know what?
embarrassing to me, though.
It was embarrassing, but obviously you stayed. So you just
You
owned
stayed.
it,
Well, I think that I wanted to go,
but you stayed.
but I thought that if I left, it would be even
Exactly.
more.
Exactly.
You know,
So
like
you just
Coyote would have
owned
been
it.
like, where did Brian go?
you owned
Yeah.
it. You
He
did.
didn't even
did
like the
Did
premiere.
he ask you to leave?
No, he was actually really great about it because when he
Exactly.
came up
honestly,
and
if you embarrassed him, and if it was
No.
like, oh my God, he would have been like, dude, you need to go.
no, he was great. When he came up, I even said, I'm so sorry, I'm underdressed. He said, don't worry about it, dude. Just have a good time.
See,
So he was great.
Exactly. Just like we started this up, learning process. Now you know.
You
if
learn
you ever
something
go
new every
to
day.
another premiere thing, take off the salt.
Now, you know
for
what's
sure.
going to happen is next time I'm going to be like in a suit and there's going to be a bunch of guys in khaki shorts and
It's
t-shirts.
fine.
You know it.
Drinking beer, right?
Well,
Yeah.
number one, you won't be in a suit, but number two,
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's fine.
All right, so I got a
Yeah.
couple more super chats
Yeah,
for you
thanks,
guys.
man.
So we got Benjamin.
Hey, Benjamin.
Toss us $1 just
Hey,
for
thanks,
love.
man. No,
Thanks,
we
Ben.
appreciate it. Thank you, man.
Let me see. We got Alyssa, who said, Lori, keep up the butt kicking. She loves you on the podcast. The vlogs are great, but and then Noah, you're a hoot. Keep it up.
Gang.
All right, thank
We
you, man.
also
Thank
got
guys.
you.
Thank you, guys.
$2 from Mindy.
Mindy, it's your
Thanks, Mindy.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
March
March
31st.
31st.
Oh,
It's
it's
not
coming
her
up.
That's
birthday.
awesome.
It's coming up.
Oh, she wants to come
there
see us.
There are a few birthdays, though. I can't remember who they are now.
Oh, that's so sweet of you.
No, today,
Like my mom's.
no, your mom's is
That's
today?
on the 10th, though.
My mom's is coming
and
up.
we're going to
Okay.
dinner with
No,
her.
but a couple people said they'd be on the podcast tonight in the YouTube comments and said it's her birthday, and they said it'd be. Oh, you know what? Jacob and Crowley is one of them.
Happy
It's
birthday.
happy birthday
Birthday.
to you. Happy
Yeah,
birthday
happy
to you.
birthday.
Yeah,
And there
yeah.
was one or two other people that said it was their birthday. That this was like a birthday thing for them. Whatever.
Hey,
so-
happy birthday to
Yeah,
all the
good for
people with
you.
birthdays out there.
Okay.
Because,
Yeah,
you know, I know that some of y'all in the comments are created in a lab.
Yeah.
And it took more than one day to birth you. Okay.
That's true. It's possible. So, anyways, that's it for the.
We still
Coyote
got a
thing.
couple more.
Okay,
by
go
the way.
ahead,
So
and then we'll get rolling.
Can I? And Trailblazer just said, "Can I get a shout out for my Instagram?" They threw us $10.
Yeah,
Trailblazer Bonnell.
Yeah, definitely check that out. Trailblazer Bonnell. Go check him out on
Do you
on
do
Insta.
you
Say
actually
we-
blaze trails?
I hope
I'm
so.
Yeah.
curious.
Well, make sure you guys when you go over to his Insta say that I sent you. Okay.
And then he
Probably.
also said, "How do you guys feel about crested geckos and any recommendations for breeding them?"
They're awesome.
They're
do
cool.
it.
Yeah, I mean the thing that's nice about I think the thing that's nice about crested geckos is you don't need all the fancy
They're
stuff.
so
you don't
easy.
need heat. You
Yep.
don't need
Yeah.
the UV light and all
They're
that type of
fun.
stuff.
They
They're-
kind of jump around.
They got cool little
and-
the feet.
Yep.
You know, they got little cups.
and they're
on 'em.
super easy to breed. You know, they
Suction
really
cups.
are. You know, but we've got Jessica, of course. She's a gecko master, so she makes it seem easy. But Eric and Mary did too. So, and Eric, who's over there right now, if Eric can do it, anyone can.
Well, I don't really think
Hey,
Eric's
Eric,
doing
jump,
anything.
jump on that mic real quick.
I don't think Eric's doing anything with their breeding.
Yeah, no, we stopped breeding, but no, literally, a nutless dog can do it. It's that easy. Okay,
So we
super
don't
easy.
we don't
You
have
just-
we don't have another mic cord over here. I would have Eric sit down for a second, unless you want to pop that mic in. What do you think?
If you want to, I could definitely get it set up. It's just going to take a minute.
Yeah, we can talk. If you want, to
So
jump in for a second, Eric. That's fine. Yeah, let's have him jump in for just 1 second, and then we can pop back. Is that cool, Jay?
Yeah.
All right,
yeah.
cool, excellent. I know everyone wants to see Eric.
So
we also have Bruce over there too. We got to get Bruce on the podcast too. Go ahead.
What?
do you have something to talk about?
I was going to listen to you. I do have stuff to talk about, but...
Okay. I was just going to bring up a topic that I had
What?
today. So, sticking with my theme of just random stuff, today I'm driving into work, and I hear this thing. I guess there's a thing now about something hashtag 2020, and all these people are doing things.
It's called the election.
No.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's not it.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, what's going on 2020? And all right, I'm the worst, so I can't even remember. Oh wait, no, it was
I don't get it. What's she saying?
I haven't followed it yet, but
it was some famous person that was doing something. So basically, what it was is these people were tipping heavily to wait staff and stuff like that. Like that's and then doing it like hashtag 2020, like basically wanting to bless people and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, like this is kind of interesting. So they were talking. I guess it came on because somebody like wrote into the radio station, and they were saying how they were one of the wait staff that had these people, and so it doesn't have a rhyme or a reason. Like some people will do like 10% more. Some people are doing like double what the whole bill is, like tipping to the thing.
Bro,
sometimes even more. Like, yeah. Well, you know what it was? Is it was Mark Wahlberg's brother, I guess, went out and he tipped a waitress like $5,000.
Well, yeah,
something.
that kind of money. That's like $5.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's
Exactly.
just like, yeah,
No.
I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
No,
Like-
exactly. But I mean, it's cool that people are doing it, but that's what I'm thinking is, and that's what they said, man, you got to have the money to do it.
Right.
But on the other hand, then they were like talking, like a local girl called in and she was like, yeah, I had somebody do it to me. And a guy tipped her and he tipped her like $500 on the thing. And she was like, oh, well, thank you so much. And then they interviewed the guy and they're like, oh, well, what made you do that? He's like, oh, well, she just seemed very nice, and this and that. Well, again, all right, we're just going to go back to me and my thoughts.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out.
So my thoughts is, all right, this is a creepy man just trying to hit on this chick. And he's like, $500.
Maybe
You know
not.
what?
Maybe he's just a good dude. You know what I mean?
Maybe he is, but that's my first thought. Like if I was that chick and some dude slips me $500, I'm like, what the hell are you trying to do?
You know what?
Am I wrong?
Oh no,
No.
I think you're right.
If somebody,
So welcome to Eric, obviously.
somebody
Thank
slip-
you guys. Thank you guys.
if somebody slips me that $500, I'm taking it.
No, I'd 100% take it, but 100% I'm like, yeah, you're just a nasty mofo trying to hit on
I
me.
don't
think
get
that's
that.
cynical. I think that's cynical, man.
I know it is, and I know I'm
I don't get
cynical,
that.
but this is
Yeah.
how my mind goes. Like I hear these stories,
Yeah.
and 100%, no matter how nice they are, the back, I'm like, all right, what are they trying to play?
No, I'm gonna
what
be-
kind of game are they playing?
gonna
I get it.
Like-
I get it.
I'm going to be totally honest with you. If Eric tipped a girl $500, that's nasty.
You know what's bad.
Oh,
you know what's
shit.
really
Eric
bad.
doesn't have 500 to tip up.
No,
Yeah.
I
Damn.
don't.
You think Mary
doesn't
would let
matter.
him tip some chick $500?
I just give my IOU and I say there's a lot more where that came from.
He would do a little note. I think you're cute.
Wow.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty
Yeah,
bad.
that's it. Yeah, that's
And
it.
then Mary would kick his ass.
Yeah, she would. She really would.
Real quick, we got a super chat over here. We got, we had one. Let's see, there it is. It's Johnny Novels. What's up, guys? The wife and I are planning a trip from Atlanta in April with our boys, staying for a few days and get a tour
Awesome.
with
Can't wait to
Noah,
meet you
Eric,
guys.
and
Sweet.
Brian. That's awesome. Thank you,
Dope.
guys. And obviously, the open is Friday. What do you guys think about that? Friday the 13th.
I think it's perfect.
We also have Austin Crazy. Wow, I love you guys, but Lori is the best.
Thanks,
Nah,
Oz.
Josh.
So,
I'll give you $2 to not say that. I have to live with her, for gosh sakes.
You're an ass.
So we also have, let's see, Joshua Dill,
Dill.
$2. Thank you.
Pickle
Gracie
boy.
Taylor, thank you so
Pickle
much.
boy.
£5,
Just a
actually.
bit- oh,
my
yeah.
my kitties, Lily and Brandon, they love you guys. Thank you to Lily and Brandon.
wait a
again,
minute.
for the
She
super
said
chat
her
stuff.
kitties
I
like
appreciate
her
it.
cats. Her
So-
cats
You
be
never
watching.
know.
So Friday the 13th, is that like, are we setting ourselves up? That's the open for the,
No,
the
that shit-
Reptarian expansion.
No,
That's
I
just
don't think
something-
so. Because
a
like I
myth.
said, honestly, what can go wrong will go wrong. So
Mm-hmm.
you might as well just go right at
regardless,
it.
right?
Exactly.
Yep.
It's going to go wrong whether it's a 13th or not. Although
Eric?
I don't think anything's going to go wrong.
No.
I think
Are
that
you
everything
gonna,
will
are
be
you going to be
fine.
there, Eric?
Oh, 100% I'll be there. Oh,
Okay.
heck yeah, I'll be there. I
So,
have
yeah,
to be.
it'd be good to have the
Legally.
whole
Actually,
crew.
you do. You do have to be there. It's in your
No,
contract.
I'm super excited. I seriously can't wait. I see the tape on the floors and stuff, and
Yep.
I really can't. Oh, it's so cool.
gonna be cool.
And then you were talking about the fish in the anaconda pond. I think that's a great idea.
Of course
Yeah, I
you
think
do.
I'm
it'll
going to
be
say
cool.
it right
Of
now.
course you do.
I've got a couple fish. Put them in there. Do a trial run.
Yeah, that worked out. It worked out really well with Bowser.
Yeah, the last
it did.
trial run.
Yeah,
Yeah, it worked
Well,
out good.
the
think a
good thing
couple
is
of 'em-
snakes don't eat fish. So
exactly. I don't
So we're-
think.
we're good.
But, you know,
Do anacondas eat snakes? I don't think they do.
I'm sure
I
they
don't think
eat
so.
whatever the hell they want.
I don't
Yeah.
think so.
What do you mean? They
I'm
live
sure
in,
they eat fish.
They live
I'm sure
in
they do it- I'm sure
water.
they do in the wild. But
know,
this
the wild,
well-fed animal, I'm sure she wouldn't,
She'd probably look
Right?
at that fish and be like, "Bitch, I'm
Well,
eating 15-pound pigs."
Not neon tetras. Like she would.
No,
she
not
might
yet.
accidentally
Yeah.
drink them.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
would be the
Yeah.
only thing.
No, she's not going to eat a neon tetra, but I think it'll be really cool. But I just the only thing I don't know is the water quality going to be good enough for the fish, and that's something that we're going to
Well,
have
it
to
better
work
be.
on.
You better have your stuff up to snuff. I already.
Well,
told
right.
you
Well,
about
it'll
that.
be good for the anaconda, but I don't know if it'll be appropriate for the fish
Okay,
yet.
well, guess what?
We've got
we
Eric
have
there.
Dan.
Oh, yeah.
we have
Dan.
Dan on staff.
Dan, too. Yeah.
Dan
knows.
is. I don't know that he knows about tetras.
Fish?
Well, he knows about koi and stuff. Maybe he knows
A
about
fish is a fish.
If
Well, no,
can,
it's
if you can
not.
keep koi, if you can keep
That's
koi
like-
alive, you can keep tetras alive, though, for sure.
We're
for
not
sure.
talking saltwater fish here.
Yeah, but I think they need,
Yeah.
I think they need a little higher acidity and stuff like that.
Okay, well, wait a second.
I'm sure that poop in the water
Holy cow,
will give
guys.
that acid up a little bit.
Real quick, Sarah Ruiz
Damn.
gave us $5 from Chicago. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sarah.
Waiting for the second part of the Reptarium to be finished so I can come visit. Please do.
All right,
and then
mid-March?
this is crazy, Stephanie.
Wow.
How do you pronounce that, Lori? Because I'm not going to.
Oh, no.
Brasu?
Brasu. She gave us $100. So
Thank
thank
you,
you so much,
Stephanie.
Stephanie. You guys
Thank
are awesome.
you.
I
Love to
appreciate
have
you so
you.
much.
What would you do for a Klondike bar?
And I'm sorry that we're just going. We'll catch up on some super chats here in a minute, guys. I don't want to be all super chat,
I'd do a
but
lot
we
for a
do. But we
Klondike
will
bar right
catch
now.
up
I'm
on all
hungry.
the super chats as well. and just like we said before, at the end of the podcast, we'll spend 5 or 10 minutes answering everyone's question beyond super chat. So feel free. We love you guys in the chat room. Thank you so much for supporting our family.
Yeah.
So yeah. So what were we talking about?
Well, I have something to talk about, especially now that Eric's here, because
Uh-oh.
I can only imagine what Eric has, right?
Oh, man.
Alright.
let's hear it.
So I spilled some food on my pants today, right? So I got a
Of
little
course you
stain
did.
on my pants.
That is the bar check gene. But
and
go ahead.
And so yeah, I spill everything. So like a couple of weeks ago, I went to the movies, right, with my friend, and we were hungry, but it was either we eat and miss the movie or we go to the movie, right?
You
so
eat
we
and miss
So
the
what
movie.
did you do?
so we decided to go get food and sneak it into the movie.
All right.
Oh,
Bang.
I like your
Right?
friend. I
So-
like your
Man.
friend.
So this is what we
I
did.
like that.
This is what
was
we
it,
did,
was
right?
it nachos?
No,
Okay.
close though. So we go to Chipotle. We both get bowls, right? We get chips and queso.
You're sneaking in
Yeah.
a Chipotle bowl.
So-
Chips and queso.
Chips and queso, man. So listen, all right. So I
Some
literally
hardcore
I got
stuff
this
there.
bowl and I got these chips
in your coat.
in my coat and it looks like I got a big old belly. So I'm like, damn, like I gotta keep my hands in my pockets to look like I'm cold. All right. And then she does the same thing, but her coat's a little more heftier, so it looked more natural. And if
Yeah.
anything, if anybody asks questions, I'll be like, she's pregnant.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's just a little hefty. that's all.
Exactly.
Hold
Yeah.
on. I've
No,
never been
no.
more proud. Go
Okay.
ahead.
So this is what happens, right? We walk in, I buy the tickets, everything's cool. Okay. We're waiting in line. Nobody even says a thing. We go up to the little snack bar where you buy your popcorn and your waters and your whatever. And I'm like, what do you want? Water. I'm like, okay, cool. We don't need popcorn because we got Chipotle, baby. Okay. So I'm getting in the water, and what she say? My water broke. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, what does that mean? And I look over,
And
there's
there's cheese?
juice dripping down her leg. And I'm like, damn, our water broke. Right? So I'm
my
so
gosh.
You
so
can't do that.
I know, right?
By
So-
water, it's her bowl.
yeah, by water, her Chipotle, bro, it busted open, dripping down her leg.
That is the
So literally, so she's in line, and I'm just like, you got to get to the fucking theater ASAP. So I whip out.
theater. You don't even send her to the bathroom to clean that shit
Hell
up?
no, she still got the bowl in there. I ain't gonna let her bring out the bowl in the bathroom. That's disgusting. So I give her the ticket. I'm like, I'll meet you there in a second. I'm gonna get my snacks. So I
He just
send her.
leaves her at her own to
Listen.
figure
This is
out.
legendary. This is
So
legendary.
I send her out over there, right? I grab my little snacks, and then
He still gets the snacks.
I meet up with her, and man, she's covered. Like literally just Chipotle juice just dripped all up on her and everything like that. But I will say it was a good experience. Like after that, like we were just chilling and we were just eating like the Chipotle while
pant
watching
leg.
the movie, right?
Yeah.
Was there a lot of people in there? You know how pissed I'd be if I was sitting there eating like little cheap popcorn and someone had Chipotle. I'd be like, no.
There wasn't that many people.
Oh,
there was
okay, that's
nobody in
good.
our row.
Oh, that's good.
So
That's
that was good.
Yeah, you can get away with it.
Yeah, but so that happened, and it just like made me think like I've never snuck anything in like that before, and the one time I did, it was like a catastrophe.
Disaster.
So
Disaster.
For her, not you.
right, I know, but
Oh my god.
we're
Yeah.
one. So. So I was just wondering, like Eric, because I don't know if you guys have snuck anything in, and if
Oh,
you
yeah,
have,
we
well,
certainly have, but
besides
never
like
like that.
candy and stuff. But I
don't
feel like
think we have.
Eric would sneak in like a whole damn chicken dinner or something
yeah.
too.
Bucket of KFC.
Yeah.
Oh my god, all the time.
Have
No,
you
we'd
s-
sneak food in all the time.
What was like the craziest thing that you snuck into the
The
theater?
craziest? Oh man, that's a good question. Probably pizza, just because it's
A
big.
box of
pizza?
pizza?
Oh yeah,
Box
no,
of
but you put it in
pizza.
little baggies, and it's like when you're, it's like you're
Tape
bringing
it to your
drugs.
show.
Yeah, it's like bringing drugs to the airport. You got little pizzas all the way down.
Damn.
Yeah, what
got
if they?
You're just like taking a
Dude,
slice
You know what's
out
gonna,
of it.
you know
Oh,
what's
yeah.
you know what's going to happen now, right?
What?
Is
Dude.
the theaters are going to have dogs. They're going to be sniffing
Dude, they're
you.
gonna pin us.
Well, wait, no.
It's
I
gonna get you.
heard
Maybe.
that legally they can't stop you from bringing in food.
I was gonna ask
What
you.
is
I've
that?
never
What
heard
is
of it.
that?
How could that be a law?
how-
I don't
Yeah.
know. I heard that they
She just
they
heard
can't stop you.
Legally.
I did.
Well, if they stop you,
Legally.
I'm calling the lawyer.
This is
That's
America.
all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
if I want to eat some
America.
food, I will. But I've
You
never
think
heard of
about
anyone
it.
getting kicked out.
I mean, I don't believe that though, because if you think
Why?
about it, you can't bring Little Caesars pizza into Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can.
You
You
can?
can. Yeah, you can.
What?
Dude, I'm trying
yeah,
to
it's
think.
true.
I
I've brought
is
other
this?
food into other
I just,
restaurants.
I
before.
literally just,
So
I
yeah.
just ate
Mind blown.
a
I mean, they don't
a
like
sub
it,
in
but you
Chipotle.
can do it. Yeah.
Really?
I brought my own
When
sub
two
into
people
Chipotle.
want, well, we did it.
When?
We did it. Remember when we went to the movies the one time? We went to.
That's literally what I just
Yeah,
said.
that was the time, right?
No
he
way.
Went, yeah, I knew it just happened. He brought the sub over
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
Chipotle when we were eating. Nobody said
Smash
But
that.
it down.
I guess I don't know. Let me
Well,
know.
let
If someone in the chat
Real
should tell
quick,
us
let
if
me
this
tell
is a
you
real.
a really
Someone's
bad
got to be
story
work at a
about
movie
me
theater.
trying to sneak in.
Oh no,
Okay.
I want to
I
hear
tried
this.
to sneak wine into a concert.
Oh, I
with
heard about
Jay.
this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had the little
gosh.
bottles, and then we carried the blanket because it was
Yeah.
pine knob. Well, it's
Yeah.
not pine knob, but that's what I call
DT.
it.
Yeah, DT,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Pine knob, yep.
So I had the blanket, so I stuck them in the blanket because they check your purses, and then they check all our shit. Literally got past all the security as we were walking by. Tink, tink. They just start dropping out.
Oh,
Jade's like, Mom, I'm
no.
like, just keep walking. Just keep walking. Leave it. And we,
Go back for the wine.
Exactly. I just pretended like it wasn't me. And I
Damn.
Damn.
So
Did
it
the
kinda
bottles-
sucked
did the
because-
bottles break?
No, because they're plastic. But
Oh, so
it
people got free
sucked.
wine.
I know.
Yeah.
Somebody
It's all
picked it up, but I
over.
just, I mean, you can't pick it up because then it's like you get kicked out. So
Well,
I
they're
was
gonna
like,
know it's you.
Yeah.
You might as well just
listen,
get your wine.
I kept walking. They didn't kick me out. I just bought some
Oh
stuff
my
on the other
God.
That's
side, but it
so
sucked.
funny.
It didn't work out.
Yeah, that did suck.
Yeah, that's
I
crazy.
can't believe you strapped up pizzas on your chest.
No, dude.
That's
And you know
awesome,
what's
dude.
even more embarrassing is my dad. You
Oh,
know, my
God.
dad is super cheap. Okay, I love him to death. But we went out to the cider
British.
mill. He's British. He's
Yeah.
a little frugal. So we go to the cider mill. We go in. We do the little hay stuff and the corn maze and all that. And then we come outside, and I'm like, Dad, I want cider and donuts. He got Kroger donuts and cider.
Oh, that's messed up,
He
man.
sat
For-
in the
yeah.
parking lot, and people were walking by. We're drinking
Yeah.
Kroger freaking
Damn.
cider and eating just the cheapest, nastiest
Yeah,
donuts
for-
ever.
you know-
so
Kudos.
sad.
That's messed up.
That is
Kudos.
messed up.
Yeah, that's messed
That's
up.
how
But
we could
you know,
afford
I
it.
think
to get in.
Exactly.
if I'm not mistaken, like not all places have cider and donuts, right? Like I've heard like from
I
other
don't know.
states. Like
All
they're
the
like,
one-
what is cider
well-
and
No,
donuts
no,
all about?
yeah, not a
so
lot of
like
states
the
do, no.
deal is that cider and donuts are like epic here, right?
Yeah,
I
for
mean,
ci-
like the
from
donuts
cider
are
apple
like you
cider
don't
mills.
buy
Oh, yeah.
grocery store donuts.
No, you
they
get
can't.
the warm donuts. You still want them warm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
warm.
And the
warm. Got the
non-pasteurized.
sugar
None of
and-
that wimp shit.
No.
Yeah,
The
no.
good cider.
Yeah, and
All
it's
of
always-
the whatever it is.
Whatever's in there, it's good.
Yeah,
Very
sugar and cinnamon.
Fresh.
Sugar and cinnamon. It's amazing.
And
right?
like when they're warm,
Oh, they're so
Oh, when
much
they're-
better.
Oh, I can't
Those
even think
fresh
about it.
donuts.
Oh my gosh.
Damn
they're
it! Now
good.
you
Like-
got me wanting them.
dude, they make my
They're
mouth.
open all year. You know.
all right, well, let's wrap
Yeah.
things
Well, they
up.
don't
so we
always
can-
have them. We
know,
were
right?
literally at Blake's and they didn't have the donuts.
No way.
Yeah,
Can
they,
you
well, they
believe
were
that
shut.
shit?
They were shut. It was
Oh.
shut down. We
man.
did have dinner
we
and
had the
stuff like
wine.
that and wine.
There you
That's-
go.
but,
That
um,
wine is really good, by
yeah.
the way.
It
I know
really
that's
is.
a whole another
Did,
story.
Eric, did you see all the stuffed animals we got today?
No, I didn't.
No,
oh, no,
yeah,
I did. The
you were.
steaks and stuff.
He was
Yes,
playing with.
Yeah.
He was playing with all the stuff.
Dude.
Yeah, so it was cool. We got Wild
cool
Republic for the gift shop at the new Reptarium.
We have a couple different, reps
Yeah.
that we're going through, but they came today and,
And
yeah,
they hooked us up, man.
They
Yeah, they
dropped
did.
up-
Dude, I
yeah,
know.
I didn't realize they
Gives
were
a lot
giving
of
us
stuff.
so many
I thought
like
they were just
samples.
showing us
right.
stuff.
No,
I
the
know.
stuff is great. I think that's what's really good is you almost worry about what am I going to put in the store and hopefully it doesn't look like crap.
Dude.
The little plastic
Yeah.
animals, I'm going to switch all my live ones out for those.
Yeah, they look just like
They
live
look
animals.
real,
yeah.
but you don't even have to take care of them. No, they look really good. I'm
Yeah.
really excited for that. I think people will love it. You
Yeah.
know?
Oh,
You
yeah.
just don't see those kind of toys around anymore. Not that I'm cruising the toy section,
No,
but
but exactly,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's
you
what
know,
it
yeah.
is.
and that's what I want
I
for
don't
the
know.
Reptarium.
You
Like,
might
I
be.
don't want just a bunch of cheap whatever
Cheap
crap.
junk.
Like I
It's-
want stuff that's
yeah.
cool to have, but at affordable prices. And so we were able to find these, couple different distributors that have
Yeah.
awesome products
Yeah.
at good price points. So it's not like you
Yeah.
know people are going to walk in and go, yeah, it's $50 for this.
You're not
You
at
know what
Disney
I mean?
World or
Right,
something
exactly.
like that. Exactly. I
Yeah,
think it'll
so,
be great because
no.
people always ask too. Like even when we do a tour, the first thing I want to do is buy a stuffed animal or a
Yeah.
T-shirt.
Yeah.
So
T-shirt,
us
yeah.
having like physical T-shirts there
Yep.
and like a
Yeah.
gift store, I think it's
Oh,
going to be awesome.
I'm so
I think it's going to be really
excited
cool.
for that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's going to be really good. And they gave us a couple sloths.
Oh my God.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm
was
so
it the same
excited.
company?
Have
I didn't.
so
I don't
many
know.
sloths.
So
I
many.
love my
Stop.
sloths.
Yeah.
So many stuffed
Stop.
animals.
You can never have.
Yeah.
No,
I think-
you can.
yeah.
We
And
we
the-
have way
and-
too
No, it's not.
many.
Yeah, and the peel box
sloths.
is actually in the description.
Shut
So if you'd
up.
like to send us some more
No.
sloths,
More sloths.
Please.
We will never have
Literally,
too many
We'll
sloths.
I will
take it.
pay you to not send one more sloth.
But
I
you know,
will.
I will
I'll
say
pay you.
this.
it's in the description.
I did. A friend of mine did reach out to me and said that they were going to have a captive, like 6-month-old sloth.
You have to do
Perfect.
it. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
We'll
he
take-
has to do it.
What
We'll take
friend of
two.
ours? No, we're not.
I'm not
going
to tell you what friend
You
because
can't
then you're
name
going to make
drop.
me
Like-
never talk to him again.
Like to visit or to
No,
buy?
to buy,
No.
to sell.
no, man, we need a fucking sloth, man. I'm
we
sick
don't
of
have
this.
a place for a
Please.
sloth to go.
What do you
Dude,
mean
I
don't
can
have a
keep it at my
place?
house.
We can make things
I'll
work,
bring
man.
it in on the weekends.
Right?
I could go over to like I don't know some store and buy some vines and hang it up on the ceiling. He could
Yeah.
just crawl around up.
No,
the
That's
ceiling.
you know what?
Sloths
Do a-
don't need a lot of space.
They don't.
No.
Do a little
No.
research.
I did
That's
do some
not how
research.
I was
sloths
thinking we could
live.
probably put him in a hatchling rack.
Dude,
like a
that's
shoebox.
fine. That's fine.
That's what people think
Put it
about.
up in the
you.
Kluber room.
Fuck
Yeah.
it, we're gonna put it in a shoebox.
Yeah.
Sloth in a shoebox. Amen,
Yep,
baby.
there you go.
If you think the
We're
internet
doing-
hates me now,
I know,
Exactly.
right?
Yep. Gonna
That's
fucking
what I
really
said.
test
Yep.
the- test
That's
the
what
waters.
we're gonna do. You want to see the sloth?
Yeah. it's like a green tree python. We'll have a little
It just
PVC
springs
pipe
out.
going across.
Although I-
Fucking bad.
I will say though, and I'm not gonna. Should I say it? I guess when I did shows with Jack Hanna, they traveled with a bucket and just a dowel rod, and they put the sloth on the dowel rod in the bucket.
Shut up.
I shouldn't say that, but it was just to travel from here to there like a carrying case. But it would be like if you put a kitten in there or something like that. Like you have a carrying case. They didn't keep it in a bucket. I'm just saying that you could maybe keep a sloth in a bucket.
No.
I say
No,
yes.
I'm joking.
I say yes.
In the closet, in the party room.
In the bucket.
Someone
No.
check on that
All right,
sloth. It's starting
guess
to stink a
what?
little.
You just totally destroyed our whole thing.
I know. Put that clip out on the clip channel.
Yeah, on the clips.
No,
Check
no.
them.
I obviously I'd like to have a nice display for a sloth.
We're nowhere near having a
Right,
sloth.
but when does a 6-month-old
Not now.
captive sloth come available? Not very
now.
often.
No, not
It's
very
so
often.
yeah.
Not
Not very
now.
often.
I mean, when opportunity
not the
comes, you
time.
need to be prepared to
We're-
take the jump.
We are
Not prepared.
dude, it's like the
It's true.
toucans. I told you, you guys missed
You know
your
what?
chance.
You're,
Ooh,
Missed
that's
it.
a good idea.
the last
I like the way he
fucking thing I
goes.
want is a toucan.
I know, I'm so
I will
sorry.
punch you right across this table on podcast, whatever, live. Lori knocks Eric out. Bam!
Bam. Wouldn't take much. Wouldn't take much.
Yeah, she's got a strong arm on her.
Especially my right arm.
But I think maybe we should start getting prepared, though. Then when the opportunity comes 6 months from now, we'll
All
be
right.
ready.
Well, let's talk about something else.
I think you should. I'm just gonna say it. I think you should. I think you totally should.
Not sloth related.
Anyways, I like the stuffed animals,
Wait,
though.
was that all you had to talk about? Was that one weird fucking tip story that was totally lame?
It's kind of like it's
It's hard to come up with stories, though, man. I feel her.
That
so
was
it's like-
so trash.
so we always want this kind
Was
of
it
yeah.
though? Because
Yeah,
I
it
felt
was.
it really.
Yeah, well, listen, we
felt-
always want this. We always want the podcast.
Felt genuine.
Jesus,
Genuine.
Genuine.
She didn't even say genuine. Genuine.
we always want the podcast to feel organic, but we always like to come up with some topics, and it was funny.
No, we don't.
Well, I like to come up with some topics, and then
You like
just
to come
flow.
up with a lot of topics.
Yeah, and I only touch on the things that whatever, but it kind of like Lori and Eric are a lot alike because you guys had your first podcast, and Eric
I don't know how
had
I feel
all
about
day.
this, but go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm saying is that Eric had
However
all
you
day
like.
to come up with topics.
Yeah, I was like-
and he had one stupid topic.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Eric, I don't mean
No,
it was
it's
stupid.
okay.
It
Wait a
wasn't
second.
stupid. It was a
No.
good topic.
All it was
Did you
was a
say
good
my
topic.
topic was stupid?
No. I said Eric's topic was stupid, but
Yeah,
but it really wasn't.
that.
I didn't
It was.
mean to
No,
say
it
that.
was.
But you
It
know
was.
what? I thought it was
No.
valid because it was my thoughts. So that's why I shared it.
No, listen, that's fine. And by the way, it wasn't stupid, Eric.
Thank
I
you.
apologize
Thank
for
you.
that.
I thought it was a good
He's
one, but it
lying.
only lasted like
He
3
really
seconds.
thought it was stupid.
Yeah, I
Because
know
he
because
wouldn't have
it
said
was
it.
happy birthday to Betty White. What
Yeah.
can
What?
That
That
was
was
what we
topic?
talk
That
about.
was stupid.
That's all it was.
Betty White's birthday, and then I'm like, shit, that's it.
That was it. That was it. We're just like happy birthday. Like
she likes dogs and
Snakes.
She's 98. Yep, that's it. That's all I got.
I mean,
like-
but I will give you credit because Betty White is freaking awesome.
She's
Yeah.
pretty cool. She is pretty cool.
I mean,
Yeah. And that's what we were talking about with
she still has her mental health on check
I
too.
know, right?
Yeah.
Like
She's on
seriously,
TV shows.
For
She's
98,
goals. Like that's my
yeah.
goal.
Oh my
like
gosh,
to be
yeah.
because I wouldn't
I
think she
know.
was that old. You know what I
No,
mean?
she
you
don't
really
give no
wouldn't.
shits about anything.
Exactly.
She'll say
Like,
anything to
literally,
anyone.
that's
She's
how I
old,
want to be
man.
too.
Yeah, what
It
does
gets
she
a little
have to
scary.
lose?
What is she,
Yeah, 'cause
literally,
people get older.
what
and-
does she have to lose, right?
Nothing,
She's
man.
gonna die in a handful of years. You
Well,
know, if she,
maybe.
Or days.
Oh,
that's
no,
what I
that's
mean.
terrible.
It's that's
Well, you got
within the
to
handful.
no matter what,
right?
you can count. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna
And
say
what
that.
I'm
At
trying to say
98,
is,
yeah, come on.
I love Betty
Stop.
White.
we
though.
already have freedom of speech, but when you're like on the deathbed,
Oh,
shit,
yeah.
you can say whatever
Well,
the hell you
and
want.
The truth
yeah.
is, think about her. Like
What?
all she's done in her life and all she's accomplished. Like
That's a lot.
I mean,
That's
right.
so
The thing I
long.
She's
love
had
about-
a pretty
That's
awesome
so
life.
The thing
long.
I love about her is she, you can go back like 40 years ago and you can find her holding snakes.
Yeah, that is
I think
so
that's
cool.
kick
That
is
is
cool.
so
Man.
Like
cool.
you know what?
That is cool.
Didn't we have a connection to her or no?
Yeah,
or
well,
is he died?
He died.
Yeah,
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Damn it.
Because
Noah
yeah, wouldn't
ran
it be
into
awesome?
that one. Noah ran into that
Yeah.
one right there.
Oh yeah.
It'd be awesome if we could have had her like come to the Reptarium or something.
How
Oh my
cool!
gosh,
I
yeah.
couldn't though. I think she's too celebrity for me. I'd like freak out or something. Start
Yeah,
hyperventilating.
it'd be hard.
That's a big
I
celebrity.
don't know. You
They're
know,
just
we have this
human, bro.
conversation
I know. I guess you're right.
before.
They're
and
just
I don't
human.
Know. I don't
Yeah.
know. Like, am I just weird? Because I know a lot of people
Yes.
have this thing. Well, sometimes, yes, sometimes I am because so I see this a lot. Like even with you, and you're a minor, very minor,
Very
celebrity,
minor,
very
extremely minor.
But like people
Almost doesn't
freak,
register.
People freak out sometimes when they meet you, and I've said this before. Like I can't even think of somebody like I have people that I like a lot. Like I really like, Adam Sandler or, Will Ferrell.
Will
But
Smith.
even if I met them, that Will Smith is cool, like, I don't know that I
you
would,
would, freak
lose
out
my
or-
shit. Like, I think I'd still be like, dude, it is so cool to meet you. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, do you have somebody to where you would, like, not be able to talk because you'd be
Honestly,
so flustered?
Matt from Demolition Ranch, because you guys were saying that you know him. I think I'd collapse.
That's
I'd just
it.
pass out.
That's
They've got great
Do you
channels.
have
I love
somebody
those
that
guys.
you think you wouldn't
Yeah.
be able to?
Oh my god.
Who you would just freak out meeting.
I can think of a couple.
Yeah. Probably what, basketball?
Selena Gomez.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. You always loved Wizard from Waverly.
Or like,
How embarrassing.
that's not embarrassing.
That was a great show.
That was
I
a
liked
good
it.
show.
I never seen it.
Selena.
She's cute.
Oh, she's cute.
I don't know. There's a couple of them singers.
Yeah.
I'll get choked up, man. I'll be like,
Well, it's,
How about you?
well, it's funny. I've told this story before that we've met a lot of people,
Yeah.
and I've never really felt intimidated or overwhelmed or out of place with anyone we've met until I hung out with Bob Irwin, Steve Irwin's dad.
No
Okay.
way.
And I remember Joy from Australia brought me over to see Bob, and he invited me over. We met at a reptile show in Sydney, and he said, Brian, it's great to meet you. Why don't you come to my ranch? He goes, what are you doing tomorrow? And I'm like, I don't fucking care what I'm doing. I'm coming to your ranch,
Yeah.
And as you guys know, I never have a shortness of
Yeah.
words. I talk a lot.
We know.
And at the end of so we went out to Bob's place, and all day long we hung out with Bob from morning till night. And as we left, Joy looked over at me and she goes, are you okay, Brian? You feeling all right? And I said, why? And she said, you literally didn't talk all day long. And I was literally like, I'll be
Wow.
honest with you, I
You
was
didn't
in.
talk all day.
I mean, I might have said 5 words
I
all
wish
day.
I would have seen that because I've never witnessed that.
I was like a little kid, like I was in awe the entire day, because
Yeah.
That is so
yeah,
cool.
so that was the
so
only
cool.
person I've ever met. That's not to say there aren't other people. If I
Sure.
met Dave Attenborough, there's a lot of people. If I met, I would be pretty blown away by. But
Probably like,
but Bob was certainly one of
like
them.
Michael Jordan or something. What can you even say to Michael Jordan?
Yeah,
you know what I
that'd
mean?
be
He
I'd be like,
walks
dude,
in.
I loved your film.
Yeah.
Well, listen.
With the Looney Tunes.
Exactly. Space Jam. Yeah.
Yeah.
But literally though, like,
Yeah.
because you're saying Bob,
Yeah,
and it's basically in like the same thing, right? Like, greatest to ever do it,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So like, literally Michael Jordan, bro.
Well, listen,
that's
obviously,
famous.
No, like
right
it'd
there.
be really cool, but I don't know. I just
I think that's good about you. You
Yeah.
don't.
She
don't
just
care.
doesn't
Yeah, you just
care
don't care yeah.
about
Just
stuff.
don't care. But
She has no feelings,
I don't.
right?
Yeah, I am just.
I feel
hopeless.
deeply about stuff.
yeah.
I
Well,
guess.
listen, Miguel, our friend,
Yeah.
just
Oh,
yesterday.
my gosh.
hung
yeah.
out with Ozzy Osbourne and the Osbournes, Sharon and Jack and the kids.
I thought that was photoshopped.
It was.
It's
I mean,
crazy.
that would be
It probably
crazy.
was.
Yeah.
I don't think that I wouldn't be speechless,
Bullshit.
but
I call bullshit.
How funny is that though? How funny is that
Poser.
though? I don't even know what she's saying
I
anymore.
don't know. It's just words.
Yeah, I know.
Just
She's
random
just
words.
Random words. But that's
feel
really
it.
funny because, like, for you, right?
Yeah.
You would meet him and you would be like, wow, this is really cool.
Yeah.
But me, I'd meet him and be like, who's this old guy?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
I literally,
he's the
Yeah.
Prince of Darkness, right?
Yeah.
I don't
come
even,
on.
yeah, I don't even know what that
You
means.
gotta think about
like,
exactly.
like that
That's-
means nothing
But
to
still,
me.
he transcended a generation in a
He
lot of ways.
did, but it
Oh,
was
yeah,
before
yeah.
his
Yeah.
generation.
Exactly.
So he
I mean, it's
doesn't-
not like
yeah.
meeting like some singer from the '60s, like whatever, and people be like, I
Like,
don't even care. But this guy was like still
Mick
a
Jagger.
legend, But now I'm hoping my boy Miguel.
My boy.
He's now linked up pretty good, got along with those guys, hung out with them. He says Jack Osbourne's going to come visit him.
Oh, that'd be so
Well,
And,
cool.
wait a second.
That would be so
Okay.
cool.
Yeah.
So speaking of Jack Osbourne,
Yeah.
did you watch that show? Because he does a ghost show, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we
that's
watched
my
an
point.
episode. Yeah.
Right. Well, I've
Does
watched
he
a lot
really?
of stuff that he's
Yeah,
had.
him and some chick do some ghost show.
Oh,
What's
I
it
didn't
called?
know
Yeah,
that.
it's called like Highway something paranormal or something like that. Regardless, I do like that show, and I've always been a huge. As a matter of fact, Ozzy and Jack had a show on History Channel where they traveled around the world and did cool shit together.
Okay.
And it was dope. So I'm a big fan of Jack. My point is, I'm hoping that Miguel becomes real good friends with Jack, and we can get him out for the podcast because that would be dope.
That'd be
Yeah.
really
Because he's
dope.
paranormal guys.
I need some
and-
paranormal
and I guess their family loves snakes, and they ended up with a snake yesterday. Their first pet snake.
I will
so-
say this.
Wait a second. They just got their first pet.
Well,
snake.
I don't know if they had
That's
pet snakes in the
crazy.
past, but they
I
don't
feel
have
like
a pet snake.
that
Not
Yeah,
right
I
now.
know. Like
would
he would have
have.
some animals. What
Maybe
did
in
he
the
get?
a ball python.
Oh,
Yeah,
sweet.
I don't know
That's
what
Let me
kind, but a
guess.
ball python.
A
normal.
clown.
Yeah, a clown or maybe a pied. Everyone gets a pied, right?
I don't know what
It's
they got,
It's
but
a normal.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
Still
wouldn't
cool.
that
They're
be
still
funny?
cool.
Ozzy
You
gets
know
a
what's
normal.
cool that Ozzy did, which I think is really smart, and that he's smart for doing it, is he made a song with Post Malone.
Sure, yeah.
And that I listened to it and it was really good. Like I
Oh,
said,
yeah.
I said, I never like listened to
Yeah.
Ozzy, like open up the MP3 player and Ozzy sitting there. No, like that just wasn't my
'Cause you
time.
didn't go in dads, right?
But
yeah,
it was
really.
cool to like hear him on Post Malone's album and be like, dang, like this guy still sounds good.
Yeah.
And even though I
Yeah.
don't know what his old music sounds like necessarily,
Yeah.
like I can only imagine what it would have felt like.
it was
Oh
when
my
he
groundbreaking.
gosh.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
it-
why they're smart to do that because
Yeah.
exactly they're busting into like a new audience who doesn't know who they are,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
you can go back and you'll probably find a lot of stuff you would like
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
it's actually.
Hey, let
Oh
me
my
let me
gosh,
really
yeah.
quick just blast out a bunch of super chat stuff real quick. The Tyler King gave us $2. Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Tyler.
There's
Shout
so
out.
much here, so I apologize. Chris Kirby, what would you do for a Klondike part?
I
Love
mean-
it.
I'd like one
Lori
right
would do
now.
a lot for a Klondike
I think
part.
I'd tap out a polar bear for one, put it in a Kamara
Minimum.
hold. You know what I mean?
Nice. Andy
tap
Gabbs,
out- I'd tap out Eric for
our
one.
boy Andy gave us
Wouldn't take long.
$5. Thank you,
Shouts
Andy.
out to Andy.
Sari Ruiz again. Didn't she give us some?
We
Eric?
no, this is
for-
the same. We already read these two.
We already read those.
Shout
two.
out
Okay,
Sarah
yeah,
and
yeah.
Stephanie.
Sarah and Stephanie, thank you guys still for that. We
Yes,
really
sir.
appreciate you. And maybe that's it. I don't know if there's anything else there or not. Yeah, we'll come back to it though. So, anyways, thank you guys for the super chat stuff. We appreciate you tremendously, and thank you
Thank
guys
you.
for hanging out with us in the chat room as well. We'll answer some questions towards the end of the thing. So, regardless, hopefully we can get Jack Osbourne on because that would be dope,
really
man.
cool.
That would be so cool, man.
Yeah.
And I love that show when I was younger too. You know, like it was like the Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Oh yeah,
but
it was the
Ozzy-
Osbournes. It was
I
called the
used to watch
Osbournes.
that
It was
too.
called the
That was
Osbournes.
pretty entertaining.
It was really entertaining. I love that show.
I mean, could you imagine having Ozzy on a podcast? You couldn't understand anything he
No.
said.
One thing though,
I don't
and
think he'd keep up.
you guys can correct
Or
me.
we wouldn't keep up.
You guys
Yeah.
can correct me, but I saw this thing on YouTube, and I don't know if it was real or not, but it was like Ozzy and Sharon, his wife, his name's
Yeah,
Sharon,
she's
right?
super
Yep.
smart. Yeah.
And
Sharon.
one of their kids, I don't know which kid it was.
Well, they have a boy and a girl, so.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the boy. So
Jack.
maybe I shouldn't talk
Jack.
about
Yeah,
this.
let's not say this because we need to get him on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get him on the
It was
podcast.
Never mind.
awesome. We
Whatever
like
he
him.
did,
We
was
like him,
really
whatever it
sweet.
is. But no, I've been a
Yeah.
fan of like I said, I've been a
let
future-
me just finish
Okay,
it real
let's
quick.
go ahead.
I just
Now you got
I'm
to.
not gonna go too far into detail. Well, I'm just gonna stay around the edges. Okay.
Okay.
I was
Oh,
on
gosh.
YouTube.
Oh no.
It was on YouTube.
Career ender.
And
Yep. Goodbye.
no. It was on YouTube, and he was the son was acting really crazy. I'll just say that. And the dad Ozzy was walking around. He was just like, this fucking kid, and blah blah blah. It was
That's
really
probably
crazy.
from the Osbournes.
It's probably from
yeah,
the
from
show
Osbournes.
Eric and
It
I
probably
talked
was.
about.
Yeah.
'Cause
So
it was a
maybe it
live
was.
thing.
Yeah, it
maybe
might have
was
been
set
reality.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
reality
reality
shows
TV.
are never quite reality. For those of
Yeah.
you guys that think reality is reality, it's not.
But it's on
Oh,
True TV.
speaking
No, I'm
of-
just
So
kidding.
it's supposed to be true.
Oh my God! Speaking of reality, dude, Kanye and Kim Kardashian, they
The
just
thing you showed
they
me.
just did this like interview, and Kanye mocked him. You should try to pull this up, Jay. Look up Kanye Kim Kardashian jacuzzi
with the
meme.
jacuzzi.
Oh, that's pretty funny. I did see
You
that.
see that?
I did see the meme.
She was
yeah.
just like, "Well, we don't have a jacuzzi," and he was just like, "Oh yeah, we don't have a jacuzzi." Like he was like mocking her,
What?
like he was fed up
And
with
what
her
was
bullshit.
And this was just on YouTube, or was this on Keeping Up with
This
the Kardashians?
is it right here. This is it. Let's see if
So
we can play
funny.
the video right. Dude, this shit was so funny.
I don't think we can hear it anyways, but. Oh yeah, we're gonna get an
We're gonna
ad.
get- oh, damn,
we
we
need
got-
to get some YouTube Premium over here,
No,
right?
I
You know?
know. I
We should-
know.
Come on,
we need to use
now.
Google Chrome, get that ad block, brother.
Yeah, don't use AdBlock. That's how we pay our bills around this place.
Nah, use it.
Yeah.
Don't you have the red?
Yeah.
But that was so funny. It was just like, it felt like he was fed up with her, you know? It was
Yeah.
just like, man, like I'm so sick and
Well,
tired of this
Kanye's out
lady.
there, isn't he? He's kind of like wild now,
He
right?
seems,
Yo,
he seems a little wild.
He
seems a
shut
little
it
out there
down.
for sure.
He
He's been
shut
going
it
good.
down.
Good.
What
When
he
was the
do?
last time you used
What he's
Google?
doing now is, Man, he runs his own
never used that
service,
pool,
like
actually.
church service on Sundays,
okay.
called Sunday service.
Yeah.
I know that's pretty fucking
Shut
weird,
up.
but
So he's a preacher now?
yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And then now, like
I heard some stuff
that-
about that.
here's-
literally
About that?
Here's that
a
clip.
horse. He came in on a horse the other week.
To the
and
church?
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
To the
came
So
into
he's
the
like the
church.
he's like the Old Spice guy.
And yeah, he came on in a horse,
Yeah,
and then the
it's awesome.
fucking horse kicked his ass off the horse.
No, it didn't.
And he fell
no
off.
way.
It was hilarious.
Oh my god.
Now let's check this
I'll
shit
go
out.
to that church.
Will we be able
Yeah,
to?
it's pretty entertaining. Holy shit.
You know,
I don't
Oh
think we'll
damn, we
able
won't
to
be able to hear
Can
it.
you believe that?
Yeah,
Can you
unfortunately.
believe we don't
Can
have
you
a
believe
jacuzzi?
that? We don't have a
It looks like he's
jacuzzi.
mocking someone
He
though.
was. Damn it, we can't hear it.
He
All right.
showed this to me
Yeah.
like 5 times crying,
Fuck.
laughing. It was
Well,
really
that's all right,
funny.
though.
That's so
I
funny.
watched it like a million times.
Can you believe
Can
it?
you believe it?
We don't
We
have a jacuzzi.
We don't have a jacuzzi.
You could get one in a heartbeat if you
Yeah.
really wanted one. Like, you know,
I know they're billionaires,
two of the
bro.
richest people. Yeah, come on now.
Speaking of jacuzzis, remember that Universal Rock jacuzzis?
Yeah, fuck that thing.
No
Why?
way.
Oh
Is
wait,
it
are you
all,
talking
like,
about our
rock and
jacuzzi?
stuff?
No, not ours.
Oh,
not
okay. I
ours.
thought that's what you meant. I
Yeah,
thought that's what you
fuck
meant.
that thing in our backyard for 5 years that doesn't work.
Never
Oh
worked.
man, dude.
Literally, it's just sitting there taking up space.
Yeah.
You guys
Well,
Like
want
listen.
it?
literally, I have plants
What?
on top of
You guys
it.
want
It's
it?
like a
No,
damn-
we don't want it.
No,
Dude,
you
I'll come
you want
grab
it?
It's
Yeah,
garbage.
it's a pond.
No, no, it's not
Oh,
garbage.
yeah, you can-
It's not garbage.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's
Dude,
perfect.
Come on.
Come get it,
Come
man.
get
It's
it.
got a pump built into it.
You'll
Yes,
love
it does.
Oh, it works.
and that
Oh.
pump pumps.
It
I'll
pumps.
be over there.
It
I'll be
pumps
o-
perfectly. Yeah, okay, we'll help you load it up on your in the back of your freaking Trailblazer.
Yeah.
Pumps right out.
Yeah. So basically, what happened was a friend of mine who builds pools was putting a nice like built-in jacuzzi at someone's place.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Hey, this is this brand new jacuzzi, hardly been used. You can have it for free." And it was like, "Oh my God, that's a great deal,
Yeah.
right?"
And I
So-
didn't even want one. Brian's like, dude, we got to get this.
Yeah.
And I'm
Free.
like,
You
I
need a
don't want
jacuzzi.
it.
You have to get a jacuzzi,
Do you?
right?
Okay, yeah, you
Everyone
do.
needs
Okay.
to. Yeah, so we got it. You know, I went and got it.
Flashback 5 years.
Yeah, I got a trailer. We loaded it up, strapped it in, got it over there. You know, got it in space. Spent $500 to get electric out to
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Oh, Christ.
Sanded it, stained it.
Oh, yeah, we sanded
like,
it, stained
put
it. We-
all this
oh,
time and effort
no.
into it.
And then we filled it up
Filled
with
that
water,
fucker up.
and it was just every pipe was broken.
And literally our whole backyard was flooded because every pipe that's in that thing was broke.
Oh,
and then we
my
called
God.
the jacuzzi person out. They're like, dude, it'll cost you less to get a new one than
Yeah.
to try to
Oh,
replace it.
my
And it's
that's what
been
he said. He
sitting
said
there
he-
ever since.
Yeah, he-
Ever 5 years.
We should
I've
borrow
got
it.
this
My
piece of
God.
shit plant holder
Yeah.
in my backyard taking up all that
That's
space.
terrible that you ran the electric. You put all
Yeah.
that
Dude.
hard work. You sanded it.
Yeah.
I know.
That's how it always works, though. That's
Oh,
how it always
100%.
works.
But
Bullshit.
yeah, come get it.
Oh, my
Come
God.
get
No,
it,
it'll be good
please.
for you though. Seriously.
Please.
Dude, I can
come
just
get
put a
it.
liner. I'll put a tarp
Yes.
in there.
Yeah.
You know what? You know
perfect.
all about
Fish
that
pond.
shit.
Yep.
You did it in your basement.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can do it in this
No,
hot tub.
I'm real
Yeah.
Do
whiz.
it.
I need a koi pond.
That's
Thank
a
you.
good clip.
There's your quick.
You can put that in your garage.
Dude, oh my God, don't even get me started.
That's
See,
your next reptile room.
People
your
ask me what are the
garage.
perks of working for
100%
BHB. I'm
free.
getting
You're
free
getting
shit
a
all the time.
jacuzzis.
You're getting a free
Oh my God, I can't wait.
Everything we don't want, Eric takes.
It's good shit. It's still good. I can't
It
wait
is.
to tell
It's
Mary.
great.
She's
Yeah.
gonna love this.
I think
Yeah.
we have a deer
Guess
pelt
what?
you can
Oh,
take.
no, I already
We
got
already
that.
gave it to him.
I already got that.
The deer belt?
Yeah, we gave it.
I got that in my spare room. People ask if I shot it. I'm like, oh yeah,
Yes.
it's a hell of a story. I'll tell you.
We have 22 years of Playboys in the basement from my uncle. So
That is true.
Yeah.
Them boys are mint. I haven't checked them out,
There could be a big money one in there, man.
I
I'm
think
telling
but
you.
And
but I'm
that's
sure
what
they're
I
mint.
hear.
Yeah, yeah.
I would just, Eric, we gotta check them out, man.
No, I'm coming over
you
after.
can't check them out. They got to stay in the package.
Well, we gotta
'Cause
make
otherwise
sure
they're
what the
not-
Well,
product
you
is.
can see the date on
Yeah.
them. That has the
They're
date
not
on them,
getting
and then you can
opened.
look it up on the internet.
Oh.
'Cause
right,
once they're
but we gotta
open-
see what models are in there.
Yeah, I know.
Well, you
No,
can look it up
you
on the
can look.
internet.
Yep, you look on the thing.
Yeah.
You know what I love
ain't
is
touching
honestly
them.
it's cool about those
I'll
old
sell
magazines. You
them.
see the old car ads and stuff, and you see like a
I'm
'98
sure.
Corolla.
I'm sure that's
or-
exactly what you
No,
see in
you
there.
know,
The car ads.
Yeah,
Eric.
it's not just
Yeah.
the
We
car
already, I
ads,
listened.
but
I
Eric's-
watched that other podcast.
that was disgusting.
I know what.
That
Yeah,
was
I know
shame.
what you were
Yep.
looking at.
Oh,
It
yeah.
wasn't the
No,
car
it
ads.
wasn't. It
Eric
was
was
car
so
ads.
funny.
There was
It
some.
wasn't.
You
I
were
was
looking
try-
at the boobies.
I was trying to keep it clean with Lori here, but you know what? Yeah, I want to see the old boobs. All right. because they were in their prime.
They were.
Exactly.
But now
The
they're
old boobs.
Yeah.
That looks
Dude.
Yeah.
good.
Now they're
'Cause
probably saggy.
Well, listen.
but exactly.
Dude, can we talk? Boobs were different back then.
No, they really were.
Oh my God.
The
Here we
attractive,
You know what I mean?
the attractive women were different. You know, you see in a
I
horror
know.
movie, you see like the Jaws, the naked chick swimming. And
Right.
I'm like, I don't know about that.
I know.
And then I'm like, thank
What?
God someone ate her.
Right,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
Because it's like not attractive.
Not at
what was
all.
attractive back then isn't is sought after now. But
I
we
know,
won't get
right?
into that. We'll talk about that
all
after
I'm
the
gonna
podcast.
all I'm gonna say is shrubbery.
Oh yeah. Oh,
You know
okay.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's
yeah.
go.
We should
Okay.
move on
Okay.
because I could
Yeah,
tell you I could
because
talk
you know we
about that
got
all
we
night.
got a lot of hate the last time you guys went out. I think the word was misogyny, if I'm not
You know
mistaken.
what?
or something
Sorry
like
that I like women. Okay.
Yeah. Is it okay that we're straight? Damn it.
I thought that with Lori here, we would keep it on
I'm so sorry. I really tried.
On track
I
I'm
a little
really
biting
bit
my
more.
tongue because I hit a few comments, but
Okay.
you'll get mad if I say
Yeah, probably.
I really tried. I
Because
really
it could
did.
take an even worse turn.
I didn't
so
think.
let's just move
I didn't think we crossed any lines.
No.
No, you guys don't.
Nope.
Friday
Amen.
nights you can listen to Noah and
Yeah.
Eric, and they will
and
cross
you'll get
all
more
kinds of
on
lines.
this.
We'll revisit this topic.
And I'm gonna bring one of the magazines in to check it
No,
out.
no, you're not.
I said we get a live
You'll get
woman.
there's a couple open.
Oh,
God! Oh wow!
I'm just kidding. That was too far.
Whoa.
That was too far. Maybe a
Whoa.
That
laser
will
pointer.
not be. Yeah, but
we
it,
can. Never
Yeah,
mind.
if there's anyone that wants to do that, just hit him up in the DMs. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
we'll pay.
We'll get him going.
Okay.
guess what? Mary is kicking.
Can we-
ass
Yeah, no,
tonight.
she is. She really is. I keep
Can we
forgetting
move back
she's
on
upstairs.
to the
So,
reptile thing for a second?
Reptiles again?
No, I
Didn't we
just want to talk
enough
about.
Really?
I think you're going to be. You were excited
Well,
about this
if-
though.
Okay.
It was
if-
about the-
once you say this, I have to tell my reptile
Okay,
story.
you can tell
then.
your reptile story. Crimson albino iguanas.
Oh yeah, those
Oh,
are
man.
Those are
dope.
going to be dope, right? You liked them too, right, Laurie?
They
Yeah.
were pretty.
Yeah, so we're going to get Tom Crutchfield has
Yes.
picked out a pair of crimson albino
So cool.
iguanas, green iguanas. I had mentioned before that I'm not a huge fan of green iguanas, but albino iguanas seem to be more chill because of their eyesight. And speaking of that, so we're going to add those two to the cage, which I'm really excited about. But also, there is now a ban that's being proposed in Florida that would outlaw all iguanas.
Oh,
and
yeah.
tegus.
You're kidding me? What
Yeah.
the hell
I-
would he do?
Where
I
did
heard
you hear
about
that?
Oh, it's SB, so Senate Bill 906, and it's already
Why?
passed through committee.
They're not
Oh,
taking
no.
over.
Well, no, there's invasive iguanas, and there's you can see. By the way, Jay, can you pull that shit up there right there? Can you pull that up?
Oh,
That's the iguanas
my
that's the
God.
pair of iguanas that we're going to be getting. This
Holy
particular pair.
Oh, that's the
Shit.
pair. So only one is orange.
Well, right, one is orange and one is yellow, obviously. So
I wonder if it
I
had.
believe the pictures you showed me were both orange.
Okay.
But okay.
okay.
Yeah, so it's like one a crimson
Well, I
and
think
one's a
that-
lime albino. Or?
I'm not sure what they call it, but I just think it's a pretty
Do
cool
you think
pair.
that it has anything to do with? Remember, I mean, this is the date might be off, but it was probably like a month or two ago where it got really cold in Florida, and remember all the green iguanas were like frozen.
Well, it's
on the
happened for a long
ground?
time. It's
Yeah.
like once it gets below like 40 degrees, they go kind of dormant and they literally just fall out of trees.
Yeah.
they
No,
just like
there was
punk
just a
on- yeah.
warning. Yeah,
Yeah.
where they were telling people,
Yeah,
watch your heads.
Yeah, because they could fall down. But no, there's a lot
That's
of
crazy.
it. Yeah, Jake, pull up frozen iguanas, falling out of trees or some shit.
Jay, pull up frozen iguanas like it's a freaking popsicle.
It says frozen iguanas, Florida. It's the first thing that comes up. I'm sure that if you just pull up even
yeah, just a
images or something like
picture.
that, I think of pictures are. Yeah, there you go.
Fuck.
Yeah, so
Dude.
That's fake
That's
news.
sad.
I hope it comes up
Oh,
because
that's terrible.
supposedly
Don't
this
show
little
that
hillbilly.
shit.
well, I don't think that they're dead. I think that
no,
they're
it just
like
slows 'em right
I
down.
think that they're not frozen. They're just like whatever. But
Cold.
the point
They're
is
just-
that
they're just frozen right now.
they'll come back.
Yeah, just right now.
Yeah, let's get off this.
Get well,
man.
get well soon.
Did you hear
So
the
let's
story?
go back to talking about my tipping shit.
No, well,
Oh,
yeah,
no.
exactly.
No.
Hell no.
Well, listen.
Frozen iguanas.
The point is that the reason that they're proposing this ban is because obviously tegus and iguanas are invasive to Florida. But unfortunately, like you said, Tom and underground reptiles and so many iguana and
What is
tegu breeders down
Thai
there.
herps.
Yeah, tons. Well, Ty will probably be okay because he's permitting as a zoo
He's a
now.
zoo.
Oh, okay.
Although with that being said, in order to him get the permits, I heard that he had to get rid of his tegus.
Oh man.
So he got rid of all his tegus, and now he just has iguanas. But most of his iguanas are Tinosaurus, and this is the bill here, SB 906. It basically just prohibits reptiles, and that'd be selling, keeping, importing, trading, anything. And as it's written now, and this may change, but right now there doesn't seem to be any kind of grandfather clause. So if you have them, you will have to get rid of them. And if you don't get rid of them in the time allotted, some people are saying maybe 90 days, it'll be a criminal offense. And you could be prosecuted. So it's a bummer. I think it's crazy. And
I mean,
for pets too.
Pets, everything. No pets, no breeding, no anything.
Who isn't a criminal in Florida anyways?
Yeah, really.
Yeah, that's true. There'll be a lot more of them. So, anyways, we'll have to, obviously everyone follow US ARC. They're helping fight the fight there in Florida on iguanas and tegus. So,
yeah, that's crazy.
So
That's
in the meantime,
bad.
we're at least getting a couple out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm so excited to see those. And having a pair, I've never really heard of people breeding them, but I'm sure it's not too hard to do. I'm sure it takes some time to get them to size and everything.
I think it's just about space and age.
Yeah.
Once you get them to 2 to 3 years old, and I mean, we have the enclosure will be big enough. But I want to say Elaine Smith, I'm sorry, $4.99. Thank you for the super chat. Got anything else super chat wise, Jay? Okay, just that. So okay, well, thank you guys for crushing it on the super chat again. I appreciate it. Again, we'll answer some questions here in a little while. But anyways, what was your story, your reptile story?
So, I don't know. I was just thinking about, like, in the olden days, right? Where we traveled to, like, different shows, and I was thinking about White Plains in general.
That was great.
Just because I really like the White Plains show because, A, we were in New York, so we get to go to New York City. You get to go to the M&M store, the Lego store.
You
see the city.
You know the Toys R Us, I think, is gone out of Times Square,
I think that all Toys R Us's are shut down.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that a bummer? That was like a 3-story Toys R Us in New York.
You're kidding me.
Thank you, Apple. Fucked up our kids, these days. They don't even play
Was
with
it Apple?
Apple did that?
Man, look at what you're holding in your hand right now. Yeah, Apple did it.
Oh
yeah. Wow.
No toys.
Yeah.
No
Everything's
toys.
Everyone's on
technology.
screens these days, man.
No, I think what happened, though, to be honest with you, in all fairness, is what happened with Toys R Us is that they got a new management CEO and stuff like that, and he borrowed like $2.something billion to improve all of the stores, and they ignored the online community. So he didn't build their online presence. He built their brick and mortar. So where Amazon and all these other places were blowing up online, they spent $2.9 billion redoing all the Toys R Us, going into massive debt, and ultimately that caused them to go bankrupt.
Yeah, so what I was saying was...
Well, and here's White Plains here, by the way. This is the old White Plains. Well, it's still the White Plains show. It's like in an auditorium. So go ahead, Noah.
So it was, I don't know, I was just thinking about it. We used to have a lot of fun, because New York has a bunch of cool foods and just such a cool experience to be around.
Yeah.
But so I was thinking about the show and like how I used to like nap under the table while you guys were doing it, right?
That's so cool.
And then
That's so cool.
every once in a while, the best part about the White Plains show is that they have a Nathan's hot dog
In the show.
In the
show.
So, I'd just sneak out with $1 or $2 and then go buy me
Get a
some hot
couple
dogs
dogs.
and some like fries
Some
or
fries
something.
with
All
cheese.
those fries
So
are so
good.
good, man.
So good,
I
right?
do miss me some Nathan's.
And
man.
I'd just come back under the table and just be eating.
That sounds awesome.
I know.
was
So
He had an awesome life.
Yeah. Oh my god.
so one of these shows, like, so the show closes, and so like there'll be no more access to the public, but there'll be the vendors, right? And everyone's cleaning up their tables, but some people are still selling to other people. There might be a few stragglers around, right? So they're breaking it down. I'm a kid, and I'm just walking around just like, oh man, there's some cool reptiles, blah, blah, blah. And I think I see like this cool little lizard. I don't remember what it was. I was like 8, so I don't really remember. But I see this cool little lizard monitor thing, and I'm like, I got $20 in my pocket, right? So I look at the guy and I'm like, how much is it? And he just says 20. And I'm like, that's perfect. I have $20.
He pulled an Eric.
Right? So I pull.
I
Oh
got
my
that.
God, it's destiny.
Yeah, I know.
that.
I pull out the 20. Him and his friend look at me and laugh. They go, they're laughing at me because they told me 20. And I'm
Right.
like, what the fuck? Like, I got the 20, sir.
Right here.
Give me my fucking lizard, right? Obviously, that's paraphrasing. I didn't say that as an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
But
Because I would have kicked his ass.
and then they were like, "No, man, that shit $20,000." And I'm like, "What the fuck? $20,000? I got $20."
That's back in the.
But
Crazy.
imagine that though. Like how that's pretty messed up though, right? For like somebody to be like, I'm a little kid.
Shouldn't even
they were
told
just
me a
messing
price.
with
You
me.
said, get
They're
the hell
probably
out
just
of
They
here.
messing
should have
with
just
you.
it
said,
was
"Get the hell
probably
out of
Ian.
here." No, it wasn't. It wasn't Ian. It wasn't Ian. Because Ian always, man, he always
just send you home for free shit, like just to piss me off.
That too,
Oh
but
my God, that's so funny.
everybody was always on the basketball court, and then Ian had his own fucking stage.
Yeah, he had the stage. Still does to this day, man. To this day, he's like on the altar up there.
It's literally like above everybody,
That's
and
so
it's
funny.
just
It's
just
Actually,
him.
Jay,
It's
can you pull
only
that?
him.
Can you Jay, pull that picture back up real quick.
Yeah, you might be able. Yeah, you'll be able to
I see
him.
it in this one here.
Yeah, see the stage up there?
Oh my
That's
God.
stage. That's
Ian's
Ian's.
table.
And we were the peons, the peasants
Yeah.
over here. We were like right on. Yeah, we were right in the.
So funny.
Yeah, we had to go up there. You'd have to like genuflect and like give him the like kisses ring and shit.
Yeah,
you know?
I know.
Yeah. What are
But,
you doing on my stage?
I remember one time I was there and I went up to Ian's table and he just handed me a chameleon.
Yeah.
He was like,
Yeah.
"Here you go."
Exactly.
And I was just like, "Dope, I got
Just
a
to piss me off
chameleon,
too.
bro."
Like exactly. I'm like, no, you need to return that.
I mean, listen, we
guy sounds pretty cool.
I think that the White Plains show was 5 times a year, if I'm not mistaken.
That was so much fun.
And we did that for like 7 years.
Oh, yeah.
So we went to New York. The only problem was the drive was brutal because remember we used to always
Drive
we would
in.
do the
Yep.
show. So a lot of times the show was on Sunday. So we would a lot of times drive in Friday so that we could spend all day Saturday in
Yeah.
the
In the
city.
city, yep.
And then we would get up in the morning, we'd do the show.
and
so
drive
you
straight
yeah.
home.
Yeah, so you were up at like 4 a.m. in order to go to the show, start getting set up at 6 or whatever, and we'd do the show till 4 and then drive 10 hours home. Of course, we wouldn't get on the road till almost 6 because we'd have to break everything down, load and stuff like that. Then you have to drive till like 4 in the frickin' morning, man. And then on the worst times, we used to drive out Saturday, get there Saturday night, do the show and drive home.
No, that's not the worst part. The worst part is being in the back in a lawn chair and all of a sudden a fucking cage display comes out and fucking crashes into you while you're
Listen,
in
Noah,
there.
we have all been there.
Yeah,
We've
I did
all
it.
had
Lori
those
buried me.
experiences.
Your mom buried me in them.
Oh
buried
my
me.
God.
There was like an avalanche of cages.
He was.
And the worst part is you are sleeping
There's
in a
nothing you
lawn
can
chair,
do.
and then you just get waken up by getting hit by a big ass cage just falling.
Wait,
my
you
God.
don't even know. No, the worst is we talked one time. It was somewhere out that
It was
way.
like Ohio or something, yeah.
And we had the stuff stacked so high. There was just a space like this big to where you had to wedge and lay.
Yeah, you could sleep on
And
top,
then,
yeah.
then
It's like a coffin.
Yes, and then when those brakes hit, you just flew off. You didn't have to fall. Like you just flew off. So
Yeah.
you're dead sleeping.
Well, listen, I one time,
horrible.
It's like you're in a coffin to begin with.
And then you just slide.
well, you know what's
That
funny
is
is that
crazy.
like
Yeah, we're insane.
New York was always fun. So the first several years we did it first through, you guys always wanted to come and stuff. But then towards the end, no one wanted to do the show because it was brutal. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, all right, we've seen New York 30 times. It's time to whatever. So one time I took Chewy there in the winter. And of course, we used to take cargo vans. And the big thing about the cargo vans is that they don't hold heat very well. So this is like January.
Oh, yeah.
And it's cold. So you have to crank the
Right.
freaking heat up
You're
front because there's no
sweating.
rare
You
heat.
literally have like
Yeah,
no
you're
shirt or a tank top on.
Yeah,
and
so-
shorts
so-
because you were just like
So
dying.
I get Chewy to come with me, just me and Chewy. We're driving out there, right? And so we get out there, we do the show. It went well. We're driving home. We're somewhere like Pennsylvania, and I usually always drive, and everyone knows I hardly ever sleep when I'm driving, you know.
Yeah.
But I was dog tired, man. I'm like, Chewy, you got to drive for just like an hour. Let me just close my eyes or something like that. And so he was complaining the whole time. It's so hot, stuff like that. So I literally get in the passenger side. I like doze off for just maybe 20, 30 minutes or something like that. I come back. He's in his fucking underwear. No shirt, in his underwear. Driving down the road in his underwear. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? And he's still sweating.
Yeah.
He's sweating in his underwear. And I will say, this dude drove so freaking slow that like
It was the worst.
like-
Like, you lost time.
yeah,
so
seriously,
much
like
time.
when I like closed my eyes, we had like 5 hours to go. I opened up, and we had like 5.5 hours to go. Like, how did you go backwards a half hour? Like, how is that even possible? He was literally, it was like 70,
is so-
70 miles an hour, and he was going 45.
No.
Jesus
45.
Christ. What is
Because the
wrong
guy's
with him?
crazy.
Was
I
he
don't know.
high or something?
No, he just was scared to get a ticket. No, I'm sorry. The
So you
reason
go
I'm
30.
laughing-
That you can get a ticket for going 45.
You can
Minimum
get a ticket
speed's
for going too slow.
55.
But the funniest, we were driving, or I was thinking of the time we went when we took my brother Lee, and
Oh,
we're
yeah.
driving, and he's in the back seat, and literally, like, we couldn't figure out what smelled like shit.
Oh yeah.
Like it literally
What was that?
smelled like poop.
I can't remember
And
it.
we're like, what the fuck smells like poop? Like we're looking through what shit. Ended up being his shoes. Remember?
Oh,
we threw
that's
him out
right.
the
We
window.
threw his shoes out the window. He had no shoes.
Literally.
And then we had to
I don't know
stop
what
at a
he
store
did.
and buy
We had to
shoes.
stop at Payless or something. He had to buy a pair of shoes.
No.
Because
Can I-
he was doing something like in water and his shoes got wet and it stunk.
Can
It
I-
literally smelled like
That's the
poop.
worst. That is
and
the
we,
worst
We're
smell.
like, no, dude. We threw him out the window. and he had
Can I
no
tell
shoes.
another Lee story at a reptile show? Do you mind me telling him?
No.
Do
All right, so we actually went to a Chicago reptile show. It was myself, Lee, and I can't remember who else. I mean, it might have been Keith Jalack. I don't know who it was. So the three of us drove out there. We did this, and I think it was Keith because he bought a Colorado river toad. This is back when you could do it.
Yes, I do
And so
remember.
Lee was maybe like 16 or something. You know, he's a crazy dude, anyways. And we're in the back and driving home, and we're talking about how if you lick a Colorado river toad, you can have hallucinogens.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
And so sure as shit, Lee is like, I'm gonna try it. And you know, Lee's chirping the whole way home, like beep beep beep. Beep. You know, I mean, he's talking, he's laughing. You know, he was always so fun. And so he licks this damn thing and then goes quiet for like a half hour. Like goes completely quiet, like for like a half hour. He's like in the back of the van. Doesn't say a word. And then about a half hour later, he's like, wow, that was fucking crazy.
Oh shit. That's funny. That's funny.
Those were the days.
That is awesome.
Oh god.
So
Thought you made him trip.
So they really do make you trip if you like.
I
lick
don't
them?
know. That's the only experience I ever had. But they made them illegal now. You can't buy Colorado river toads.
I mean, it probably
There's so
did
many
if you
different-
shut up.
If he shut up,
Exactly.
it had to have, right?
Yeah.
I don't know though. Yeah.
It's probably the same thing if you licked, Alan Peggy, the cane toads. I would assume the same thing. I don't know for sure, but
I don't know.
we had
know.
a bad experience with him. I did feel a little funny after.
I
I don't
know.
want to
Don't
release
talk
anything
about it
yet. I
yet.
don't talk
What?
about it yet.
It's
a video that's coming
all
out.
I have
oh,
to
there
say
was
is-
that was a crazy.
When is
one.
that? It's
Oh.
tomorrow?
my video tomorrow. You guys
Tomorrow?
will. Alan Peggy was featured in it, and
Oh,
that's all
Lord.
we'll say.
I can honestly say we won't spoil it, but seriously, if that
It was
video
good.
doesn't go viral, I don't know what's wrong
no.
with YouTube because that was
need-
hilarious.
We
Yeah.
need to harvest some of that material because I had ladies like hitting on me in the store. I think there was something
The
with
pheromones.
I think it was the
Pheromones.
pants.
Oh, speaking
It was
of,
the pants. It was the pants.
Speaking of-
I
I'm
can't give
telling
any
you what.
more away though. Can't
I'm
give
telling
it
you,
away.
I'm telling you what, man.
What?
If you want to pick up the ladies, just dress up like a fireman.
Oh, yeah.
Because I posted that picture on my Instagram
Yeah.
and
But
it
the
came out of
thing
the
was-
woodwork.
No,
No
because you
way.
fucking like it looked like you were a firefighter, like you were a
kind of have a
veteran.
firefighter
I-
face.
yeah.
I don't know.
No,
what-
I know,
that's
like-
not.
Firefighter face.
No, he
like-
does. Like
you know,
I could
some
see
people-
him like
yeah. A
saving
firefighter
me from a
face.
Yeah.
fire or something.
I
Some
can
people
honestly
look
say-
like a cop, like their face. They look like a cop. I don't
know.
know. Or you
What
look
does
like
that
a
mean?
firefighter.
You look
I
like a
don't know.
firefighter.
Well,
That's
I
what
can
we're
honestly
saying.
say
It's all in my head.
it was like a childhood dream come true, man. As a kid, like, you want to be a firefighter, or at least I did. Like, I cannot believe how giddy I felt dressed as a fire person. I mean, like, I was like
Fire person.
fire person.
That's
I literally
politically
had-
correct.
I had a
Fire
smile.
person.
I mean, literally,
Fire them.
we're sitting in the firehouse. Before I got dressed, we're sitting in the firehouse, and they got a call. Now I was only bummed that they didn't have a pole. I wish they would have had a pole.
Oh,
but
they didn't have
but
a pole. That's what I was going to ask you. No.
No pole, man. It was
man.
crazy.
You're
But
not, you're not,
Not
a real
strippers,
fireman.
guys.
not yet.
Oh.
But so
Those are the
literally,
hottest.
you hear like
Yeah, those are the bachelorette parties.
They just put it between their butt cheek and go right down. They're so muscular.
so
they're just a brown skid.
So we're sitting in the
terrible.
firehouse, and
Smells like shit.
and it, the announcement comes on that there's a call.
Yeah.
And so like they just come, they weren't like running out or anything. They get
Yo,
in the
you
car.
can't say that. They were running.
No, they were moving fast.
go,
They
go,
had
go, go, go.
urgency.
Okay,
They
okay.
were great people.
Well, you made it
And,
sound like they
I
were
think you have
walking.
to, like,
They're just
stay
like
They were just like, oh man,
you're
we
like,
got a
fuck
call.
this again.
Yeah.
We have to go save some more people.
Yeah. But so they get in the truck and they turn on the lights and the siren, and I literally like.
Did you go
Like,
for the
no,
ride?
not for that one. They
Not
didn't let me go for-
allowed.
But no, but it was like my heart was pumping.
Get like goosebumps.
I got goosebumps.
Did
I
you
was like,
think
oh my
they were
gosh.
going to take you? Is that why?
No, but listen. One thing they did do. I want to ask you guys. They said they had a 50-foot ladder truck, and they
shit.
said I could go up in it.
No,
Nope.
I'm good.
The ladder
Nope.
truck. I I didn't do it, man.
Yeah,
I
that's
just,
smart.
I couldn't do
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I couldn't do
I
it.
kind of regret that I didn't though.
Like,
You
are
know-
you in a harness that you
I don't know.
snap into? Because
Shit, I
if
don't
I was
know.
just hanging on,
I'm sure you probably are, because they're always
probably in a
safety.
little
He
cradle
doesn't do
thing
the
or
zip
something?
line.
You know what
He won't
this
do a
is?
zip
Yeah,
line.
I'm not a big heights guy. I'm not a big
Yeah.
roller
You're in
coaster
a
guy.
harness
Let-
in a zip line.
Yeah, yeah.
You know why I wouldn't do it?
Why?
It stems back to Uncle Lee.
Oh,
Oh
gosh.
yeah.
Listen to
In
this.
the slide.
No,
Oh.
no, different. Literally, so when at the old building in Shelby, right?
Yeah.
We had the big garage.
Yeah.
And there was a point in time, for some reason, I was a kid, so I don't remember why exactly, but we had scaffolding.
Yep, scaffolding. Yep,
Right?
yep,
Oh,
right.
And there was
shit.
about 3 or 4 different scaffolding.
Yeah, it went up about 20-something feet.
Right. And I climbed all the way to the top.
Yep.
And then he
Okay. And I was a little kid,
what
and
a
I was just having fun. Right. And then my uncle walks in. What's he do? Goes to the bottom and grabs it.
that son
I'm
of a-
20 feet in the air. I'm like,
Yeah, you were probably like 6.
that's what I mean. I was like 6, and that's pretty messed up. I was 6 years old on a 20-foot
Dude.
scaffolding.
It's really messed up.
But I was at the top,
parenting.
Yes.
Not, no. I
and he was
encourage
shaking it, dude.
exploration.
He was
Yeah.
shaking it. But ever since then, like, I legit have claustrophobia, where like I'm scared. But like
Claustrophobia.
before that,
No, I
no wait, I
He
said
had-
claustrophobia.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell?
For
Now I
heights.
can't go into
Heights.
small rooms.
That's not what I meant. I have a fear of heights, whatever
Yeah.
the word is.
Yeah.
that
He
for
also
that.
has claustrophobia, but that's separate.
But
That's it's
Yeah.
a separate occasion.
That's my cousin's
Same uncle.
fault.
Oh, okay, cousin.
Yeah.
it might have been him too.
Dude, no, that's really freaky when you get up on those scaffolding because it is really. I mean, it's safe, but it does rock around and shift a little.
Yeah,
so.
especially when
Ugh,
somebody's
ugh.
at the bottom going
Yeah,
like
shaking
this.
the shit out of it. Nope, couldn't do
Yeah,
it. Couldn't
no,
do it.
it's
Could not
terrifying,
do it.
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, listen,
yeah, I
Tiffany
couldn't do it.
Smallwood gave us $5 on Super Chat. Thank you, Tiffany.
Hey,
Says, Lori's my spirit person. Thanks for Brian for helping me get rid of my reptile fears.
That's a sad
much love.
name.
Thank you so much.
What?
At least
What?
you're a woman.
What is that?
Tiffany Smallwood. Imagine if
Oh,
imagine this, right? Just
Imagine Eric Small.
Eric Smallwood.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Right?
Oh, my
hilarious.
God. Wouldn't have
That's
made it out of
freaking
high school.
hilarious.
You literally wouldn't have made it out of high school.
My middle name was pretty bad, and they found out.
Oh yeah.
You guys know what it is, right?
We don't
Should
know
we
if-
say it
What-
live.
what is
We
it?
can if you
What
like.
is it?
Percy. Eric.
Percy.
Percy,
I
that's
like
cool,
it, 'cause you know
though.
why?
People-
It's like,
I like that.
It's like
The middle
Percy-
schoolers did.
Chambers.
We tell
Oh
you.
my gosh, Percy's
Percy,
awesome.
The,
The
He's the
lightning
Greek
thief.
god. The Greek
The lightning thief.
Percy is
No,
a
Percy-
Greek god, right?
The train on the Thomas the Trains.
the platypus. Percy the
The
platypus.
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 That platypus.
Platypus.
Hey, it's that platypus player.
That's a cool animal. They are
Right?
venomous. That's
Wasn't
a cool
that
animal.
the Nickelodeon Percy the platypus?
No, that was
No.
that
Yeah.
was
It
Ryan Bonner also gave
That
us
was
$2. Thank you.
something else,
What did it say?
Shut up.
Real quick, it just said, "Hey guys, sending love from Toronto." So welcome to
Toronto.
Toronto. We love
Hey.
Toronto. Deborah gave us
Deobra.
$5. Let's see. Love the podcast. Can't wait for the expansion question later. What's your favorite horror movie? Oh, that's a good one.
Good
Okay.
question.
Good horror movie.
Well,
yeah.
I'll have to think about my favorite horror movie.
Yeah.
But I just recently watched a horror movie like 3 days ago.
What was
and
it?
it was the one in the house where the house has like the demon and then it will take over somebody and they'll kill their whole family.
Oh, is that Amityville
What?
Horror?
Amityville Horror, yes.
That was a good one.
That was a
dude,
good
yeah.
Now, did you
freaking
watch the
movie.
remake?
It was
with Ryan Reynolds, or did you watch the
No.
original?
neither. I watched the double remake with
Oh, shit.
that came out in 2017 and we
Oh,
were
I haven't even seen
and
that.
No, I
exactly.
haven't
We
seen that
went
one
into
either.
it thinking that, oh my god, this is gonna be so bad. They can't land a double remake.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like good, but like
Right.
it scared all of us a lot. Like we kept going ah.
Well, listen, probably why I've been so obsessed with paranormal and stuff like that for my whole life is I was 7, I think, maybe 8, when my mom took me to the original Amityville Horror
Oh my
in the
gosh,
theater.
that'll mess you
7
up
or
for
8.
life.
Dang.
Yeah, and to me, the original was the scariest.
Yeah.
you know.
I'll have to watch the original. I don't know.
I
if
mean,
I've
it doesn't.
gotten to
It might not hold up now, but back then it was like holy
sure it
shit,
would.
you
Yeah.
know. So, and now, I mean, I don't know if that's why I was afraid or that my fascination with the paranormal. I don't know if that's what it stems from, but that was my earliest experience of like But we also saw, I mean, there were so many. My mom, we didn't have like a car or anything like that. So we go to the movies maybe twice a year. We'd have to walk to the movies. You know, I mean, it was like freaking a 3-mile walk. It was where we now go at MJR, but it used to be called Universal.
Oh, wow. That's a
cool.
long walk. Holy shit.
Well, we used to walk to freaking Dairy Queen that was like 2 miles away. We didn't have a car.
That's
so.
longer than 2 miles, though.
No, not really. What that's at
Let's see.
12 in DeQuinder, so that's like 3 miles, 2.5 miles.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Think if you're a kid, you want ice cream, you want to go to the movies.
Yeah.
I mean,
but we didn't have anything else to do, right? But anyways, my point is we go 2 years, and I think my mom just liked those horror movies.
Yeah, I guess
and so she would have to take me. And my brother and sister were older, so they were like, you know, maybe borderline. But you couldn't, I don't think you could get away with taking a kid to
Probably
an R
not.
movie now
Probably
at
not.
7
Yeah,
years
you
old.
can.
Really?
I mean, as long as the parents
are
with them, right?
with them, yeah.
I guess so.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
It's just so you can't go alone.
But that's a great movie. So anyways, favorite movie? Any ideas?
Honestly, probably in the Conjuring family.
Oh, yeah, it's a great,
Okay.
it's a great one, yeah.
Either the Conjuring or like the other ones made by those people. Like those movies.
Yeah,
are
that
like
whole
my
franchise
favorite.
is really good. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
Let me tell you a
Annabelle.
quick story
that
about
stuff.
a horror movie that I loved and scared the living shit out of me. And Lori was really, really happy because Lori loves horror movies.
Oh, wait. Is this our wonderful
anniversary.
that I'll
Yeah.
never forget?
So listen,
Sounds
there
good.
the original Ring, the movie The Ring. Literally, I didn't know what
Hold on.
this movie was. Okay.
All I'm going to say is...
Get a little closer.
I'm gonna prelude this with, you're an asshole. So
No,
go
I'm
ahead.
not.
Go
No,
ahead.
I'm not an asshole. I didn't know. I didn't know what it was. The Ring. Everyone was talking
Sure
about
you
The Ring,
didn't.
and this is
Sounded
before the
romantic.
internet.
I don't.
Yeah, exactly. I thought it might be like
don't
an anniversary
like scary
movie.
movies. Yes.
It does sound romantic.
Yeah, so I'm thinking this must
The
be
Ring.
Like, yeah, The Ring.
They just got married. They kissed.
Exactly.
And
It's our anniversary, and this was pre-internet. This pre-internet, so you can't see.
So there's no way for me to know
No way
at
for me to
all
know
what
either.
the hell he's trying to pull.
So all I know is that lots of people were talking about The Ring being an amazing movie. I didn't know it was a
You
horror
knew
movie.
what it was. Don't
No.
act like you didn't.
Listen.
He tries to play
He
like he
doesn't.
didn't.
Maybe 45%.
No.
He knew.
No, 20 maybe.
Definitely 75 to 80.
It's a strong
He's
20
a
though.
liar.
So the point is that we go into this movie.
Yeah.
Lori hates horror movies.
Yeah.
We
Do you
sit
really?
down.
Do you really?
Oh, I
she
don't
hates
like
horror
them.
movies.
No.
man.
We make her watch.
So I
it.
don't know.
We do
what,
make her watch
I
it.
don't
We do
know
make
what
her.
the hell. I don't know what the hell I'm watching, and then this comes on.
Oh,
I'm
shit,
sitting there
man.
like, what the fuck?
It's scary
And he's
too.
That's
just
a good one. Yeah,
I'm
that's a
so
good one.
sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm like, you're so full of shit. You
Oh,
totally.
yeah. And it was a scary.
That
To
was
me, that was a
terrifying.
scary movie.
I
yeah.
saw that freaking shit. That lady for I don't even know. I still see her sometimes.
my
like I'll be in the damn bathroom
Yeah.
in the middle of the night, and then I'll see her face. Like what the hell?
Yeah, so that
I
was a
hate
scary
that.
one.
I
Terrifying.
hate that.
Terrifying.
That was
That's
a
the
scary
ghost though. That's
Yeah.
real.
Happy.
That might be real,
happy
yeah.
anniversary.
Yeah, happy anniversary.
Which
She'll never live
anniversary?
that then.
Which anniversary was it? Like 1 to 5?
No, that was
6?
probably.
Oh, no.
Gosh, it was several. 10.
born?
Oh no, he wasn't born. When
No,
was
it was
Jay?
before
Can you check
Noah?
out when was the original
Yeah.
Ring movie?
Yeah, when
I'm
did that
guessing
come out?
the
like early
I don't know.
90s.
It had to be
Was it
maybe
late
even
90s?
yeah,
Early
early
2000s?
90s.
So
maybe?
many
I'm not
years,
sure.
they all just mush.
I think
I'm
we'll
not
be
sure when it came
surprised,
out.
really.
98.
98? What?
Wow.
No,
So it was
really?
before
There's
him?
no way
Yeah.
I was
was-
in 98.
I was almost
Wow.
conceived.
No, you.
Yeah,
you
so
weren't
you were
even
born
in
the next year.
existence, So yeah.
Yeah, so 21 years ago.
So that
Wow,
was
that's
that was a
crazy.
wonderful anniversary.
It was a great anniversary.
Not.
Yeah. Yeah.
The food was good, but the movie was terrible.
But anyways, but I love a lot of horror movies. They're
Where'd you
all
guys
really
go
good.
to eat?
Clausen Steakhouse.
Yes, I do remember that.
21 years ago. That's my memory, baby.
Yeah, because that
Damn,
was good, but
crazy.
the
I had the-
movie not so
Yeah,
much.
I had the New York strip and baked
I had
potato.
the prime
Ooh.
rib.
I love
Yeah, you
baked
did have the
potato.
prime
I
rib.
did
You
have the
did.
prime rib. I always get it when I get there.
I
It's
don't-
so good.
Yeah.
I'm not a big prime rib guy.
I love
What?
prime rib.
I
Prime
did.
rib
It's
is
too
pretty
raw.
good.
Too
I
raw.
love it.
Pretty
I
good.
hate
love it raw.
I hate
Yes.
bloody
Oh, yeah.
meat.
Bloodier the better.
Yep. I like it still beaten.
I like it brown.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's sitting there like,
Exactly.
This is gonna sound messed up, but if you can keep a little cow alive and just get a little strip off
oh,
That-
too
okay,
much,
too far.
too
You did
far,
not
too
just
far.
say that.
That's dude.
Jesus
That's
it, you just drug it up a little. and
That's
get
what-
it- Yeah.
You are done.
that's
No, that's good meat.
that's
right there. It's
literally
fresh.
that's literally
That's
veal.
fresh.
That's
Right.
veal,
No,
bro.
Yeah.
too
It's
much,
almost
too
like
much.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
too
that.
much.
Yeah, that's.
Don't do that.
We're
Don't do
gonna.
that.
you're not going to be welcome on the podcast in the
it
future.
was a very bad joke. No, we do not condone that.
Blake Stanton, what's your all's opinion of the Chinese
it's
false
fine.
cobras? I don't know. I don't think you guys even have.
Hey,
an
man,
opinion,
China.
But thank you for the $2.
I like
Blake.
Chinese food.
It's
Yeah.
really good.
Pretty good.
Joe said.
I've been super chatting.
Been super chatting, y'all. But you always miss it. Damn
What?
it! This has been what is this?
She's donated $1,500 plus.
Yeah,
Thank you,
$1,500.
Josette. You're amazing.
Oh
No,
my
that's
God.
not. That's not true.
No, it's not
That's
true.
not
But
true.
Josette's cool. Were you down at Playlist when
I
we hung
met
out with
Josette.
Josette and
I
Bill?
did.
Yep,
I
Bill and
did.
Josette. So really
Okay.
nice people.
I don't think
is
I've
this,
met her.
Is that another
Is
one?
this another one? Yep. Stephanie gave us another $100.
Damn.
Have you guys ever thought of
Wow.
getting salamanders at the Reptarium? Number one, thank you so much,
I
Stephanie.
know Stephanie.
You are an amazing person. You're
Sheesh.
so amazing. I would love to get
We talked about
yeah,
it,
we
but I
talked about
think
it.
we just can't figure out where they'd fit in.
I
Right
think
now. That's the
axolotls would be a
problem.
better idea.
Axolotls.
The axolotls are really cool.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
really like those.
Yeah.
Last podcast, we just so happened to be talking about the giant Japanese salamanders,
Yeah.
the ones that are like 6
Well,
feet tall.
well,
Those
Oh,
are
that's
so
a bit-
cool.
that's a
Those
bit
are really
extreme.
cool.
we could get
Well,
one
you
of
can't
those
really,
too.
I don't think you
That's
can actually
extreme.
get them. I think they're pretty protected.
Good.
We
I
actually
hope
remember
so.
we met some, right, Lori? They were Chinese giant salamanders, but we met
met
them
I mean-
in Beijing.
Do they talk?
Yes.
Yes.
No, we actually.
And they're like telepathic.
Interestingly
I mean,
enough,
the
fucking
shit you
weird.
see in
Soul.
China is crazy.
yeah.
I'm sure.
Well,
Well,
now
we actually the giant
No more.
salamanders, which are the largest ones, and I've got a picture holding one, and we
Oh, yeah,
remember the
that's
pied one
right.
that was
Yes.
at the Beijing
They're
Aquarium.
Actually,
That's
they're
incredible.
actually kind of creepy. They're
They are
so
creepy.
big
So
that
wild,
it's
man.
creepy.
Yeah, they
Because
have
they're,
those
they're
tiny
very
little eyes, yeah.
alien-esque.
Yes.
That's like
like,
a
Yeah.
25-pound salamander.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous. So
No, there's literally ones that are 6 feet tall.
it's 6. Well, yeah.
6
I mean,
feet
the
long.
one
Those
the one
are-
I was holding
I
was
think
probably
those are
No,
those are
no.
actually
Bro,
aliens.
like
They might be
100
aliens.
pounds,
I think they are.
6 feet.
No, they're incredible.
But it was
No,
crazy
they're
that there's
incredible.
actually pieds.
That's
They were
so
breeding pieds at the
crazy.
Beijing Aquarium, so that
Well,
was super
I don't
cool.
know about that, but I know the
tripping.
Canada show they had the ones that like glowed in the dark and like.
Well, those
had
are
the
called
crazy,
GMOs, yeah,
those were
GMOs,
kind
yeah.
of cool.
Oh, they
Oh.
put.
Gems.
Oh, that's where they get it for the Chinese food.
For the China-
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
The GMOs in the
Yeah.
Chinese food, they get it from the
Yep.
salamanders.
No, it's that's
Genetically
that's not
modified.
that's not GMO.
And China.
That's not GMO. What is it, Jay? What's the food? MSG.
MSG.
That's MSG.
GMOs are a thing too.
Yeah.
GMOs
No, they
are a thing.
but they are.
That's
but
for like
the
the steak,
MSG,
right? Where they shoot it up with them sterizzles.
Yeah.
Something like that.
GMO stands for genetic modified organism.
Yep.
Okay.
Whatever.
So-
You're so smart. It gets annoying sometimes.
So
I
I
agree.
like it.
Max
I never agree with that.
Max donated $5. Love you guys. Keep up the good work. Any suggestions for a first time snake that isn't your basic ball python corn snake?
yeah, I got it.
Go ahead, do it.
Retic.
Ball python. No, I'm just.
I'd say a ball python or corn snake.
Right. That isn't that. So garter snakes.
Garter
Ones
snakes are good.
That
Garter
people
snakes are
like.
great.
Hognose are cool.
I like
Hognose
gray
are cool.
banded.
King
Ooh,
snakes.
those are a little hard though.
Yeah, but they're
Yeah.
fucking cool.
They're very
Yeah.
cool, but like king snake,
yeah,
California
like Mexican
king
black
snakes.
kings, Cal
Yeah,
kings.
Mexican black
you know,
kings.
Mexican
that's-
blacks.
yeah.
Get a rhino rat.
Rhino rat.
Oh, those are so cool.
Yeah, I guess that's a retic.
Scaleless
Retic-
Texas
No,
rat.
Reticulated python?
no, reticulated
Yeah.
pythons
No, like
are
a
not
mainland
a good
Yeah,
first
mainland.
time.
Yep,
No,
yep.
no,
No, they're not.
Do
They're
not
No.
listen
They're
to
really
these
not.
guys. It is
Get
not.
a. This is it, right here. Green tree python.
That's not
Oh,
a good
gosh.
first time
Ooh.
snake.
Why not?
Mm.
You don't even have to touch it.
It's very hard to
Last
care
night-
They're
for.
on the advanced side.
Exactly. You
Okay.
need to have everything right.
Last
That's
night we
fine.
had Boy Scouts in,
Yes.
and
Oh,
they
no
wanted
way.
us to pull. He's like, "Do you have a king cobra we can hold?"
Oh my
Boy,
God.
let
Yeah.
me tell you, like when we have the events, Boy Scouts are the most challenging and fun because boys are out of control.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
I
they're
have
crazy.
flashbacks to you and like all of your friends
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
the time when we have that. Like
Yeah.
they're funny, but then you also want to choke them. Like it
Exactly.
goes back and forth.
But they're a
really
lot of
quick.
fun.
Were you a
It was
Boy
a fun
Scout?
crew. It was
No,
a fun group.
but he was a boy.
Look at me.
He was
Yeah,
a young boy.
yeah.
I was a Cub Scout, not a
I'm
Boy Scout.
sure
I
you
never
were.
made
I was
it
a
to
Cub
Boy
Scout.
Scout.
I was a Cub Scout.
I went
Yep.
straight to Man Scout.
Man,
No, you
skinny.
didn't do that either.
Yes,
But
I
okay.
did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
But no, I love having the scouts in. I mean, they're fantastic. They're super fun. The kids are definitely high energy. I mean, that hour wears you out. But
yeah.
but they are tons of fun. I mean, it was like they were cool.
Girls are easier.
Girls are so
Boys
much easier.
Are just they're just boys. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
course,
They're always
of
way
course.
more high energy,
Yeah.
way like
And they're looking to get in trouble all the time.
more ADD. Right, exactly.
Yeah,
They don't listen.
yeah.
Like you tell them something, they look at you and they go, "Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do." Like whatever you tell them not to do, you know. And
That's
it's
what
like,
they're gonna do.
Did you just hear what I said? They're like, "Touch that?" No, that's what I said. Don't touch that.
Yeah.
That's asked for a king cobra.
I watched
That's so
something.
Yeah, yeah.
I watched something the other day where they, it was about that with like the human mind and like babies and stuff. Just like you're saying, it's like there's something when you tell a kid don't do this,
Yeah.
they're going to do it.
Dude, my brother was like that. Yeah, literally. Would everything you would tell him not to do, he would do it right away.
No,
Yeah.
Right
you know what?
after.
That's child psychology, and actually, I did it a little bit because by the time I had you, like that's exactly it.
Yeah,
So
you just-
I would say the opposite, and
Did it
like
work?
sometimes,
Sometimes,
sometimes
not
it
all the
totally
time.
worked. I'd be like,
Yeah.
"Don't do this,"
Yeah.
and then you would do it. And I'm like, "Yes."
That is awesome. Gotcha. Don't eat those Brussels
Exactly.
sprouts. Yeah. Don't
Whatever
do
you do, right? Don't touch those. You'd be like,
David Stiers donated $5. He asked, "So will you do live snake auction with your podcast equipment?" We actually, I am
that'd
not
be
a
kinda cool.
fan. I'm actually not a fan of auctioning off snakes or giving away snakes.
No.
Not because, mainly because. I don't think that, this is just my opinion, I don't think that you should be trying to bargain shop for a live animal.
Yeah, that
right?
is true.
You know,
That is
so
true.
so like, you know, and
by
this is-
giving it away, you take the value away, which
Yeah.
also makes it less valuable for a person. Like,
yeah,
you know
of
what
course.
I
This is
mean?
what
Of
I've said.
course.
I was just
Not
talking.
to everybody, but to a lot of people.
No, I
Yeah.
totally get that.
And
I
Eric,
totally
you'll
get that.
understand this. I think it's a little bit interesting about reptile people compared to, say, fish people, is that reptile people will spend $1,000 on a snake, but then want a habitat for $100.
Exactly.
Whereas
yep.
fish people will spend $1,000 on a tank and buy a $10 fish.
Just to put it
yeah,
exactly.
and it's really
Exactly.
weird. So that my point is that's kind of why I've never been a fan of giving away snakes or doing a lot of auctioning off of that type of stuff, is because I kind of feel like there should be, people should think they're worth something, and getting. I guess what I'm saying is that if a pied was $500 and you auctioned it off for $350, the person that got it would have paid the $500 anyways.
Yes.
They just are getting a better deal on it, and it doesn't really help anything else. Whereas if you were like saying donating a snake to a classroom, totally different story, because they may not be able to afford to get a snake, and it's going to do good education. So I'm just not personally a big fan of the auctions.
I've never thought of it like that. That really brings a lot of light. I've seen those in the past. I've never really participated in them, but no, it makes a lot of sense.
I'm not trying to bash anyone that does
No,
it.
no,
I'm
no,
just
of
saying
course,
that,
of course.
I wouldn't personally want to
It's
do it.
not in our wheelhouse. It's not something we want to do.
Well, and you should
Yeah.
be doing so much research and really know what you're doing before you just kind of jump in and say,
Yeah.
"Oh, this is a good deal. I'm going to buy it." I mean, I've
Yeah.
been guilty of that, but I know the caliber of this snake, that snake. It's
Sure.
I guess when you have a few, you kind of know a little better or something like that.
Yeah.
But for the majority of people
Definitely.
just going out
Yeah.
snatching something up, no, I get that.
Yes.
I
Or-
see this.
Yeah,
Somebody,
Lori, CS Productions asked Lori, thank you for the $5. Ask Lori what's your
What is
favorite
your favorite
wine.
wine?
What is your
well,
favorite wine?
You know what? It's so hard to really place a favorite because there's so many good ones.
I know.
Well, I will say, Lori, like about.
I really love all wine.
Oh my gosh, she sounds like me with snakes, right? That's what I say about snakes.
Is there a bad one?
Picking a wine is like
Actually-
asking a mother of 3 who her favorite kid is.
I
wonder-
couldn't have said it better. No, that's not true. Please, no Mad Dog, no Boone's Farm.
Well, Lori,
I've been there, done that, past my teens. Thank
Lori
you.
Mm-hmm.
graduated about it's been about a year and a half ago. You graduated from white wine to red wines.
Yeah, I mean, I still like whites, but yes. Yes,
But
since
now
our
you're
Italy
good.
trip, yep, I'm trying
Yo,
to
Tiffany donated that 5 and said, "Glad that you can make you guys laugh." My dad's name is Ale Smallwood, so that must have been rough. I mean, obviously.
No.
That's what I was thinking when you said that. Like, she has a dad.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he
Oh, I
definitely
didn't
grew
think
up with
about that. Yeah.
Tiffany, get married quick.
Yeah.
Get
Well,
that.
it doesn't affect her.
Well, I'm saying if she gets married, she's got
mean,
another name
It
for her
doesn't
kids.
matter
Yeah.
to her.
Yeah.
I'd hope
Who
she
cares
has
if her
some
girl's last name
Smallwood.
is Smallwood?
But she doesn't want to
Come
have a
from a long
boy.
line
She
of
doesn't want to have a boy.
Smallwoods.
Well, if she's married, then it'll be that.
She can
That's
legally
what I'm
change her
saying.
name to Large Wood,
Although,
and then it'll be good, right?
honestly,
It'll be Ale Big Wood. right? You'd have a lot of respect.
Huge one.
If my maiden name was Smallwood, I would have kept it just to make you have Noah Smallwood.
Noah Smallwood. Yeah.
That's fucked up.
That is.
It would make you have to work that much harder.
But if you
I
think
think
about
you
it,
have had too much.
You would be pretty tough
But
at
I
life.
think-
if you're-
Exactly.
oh my gosh.
That'd
I
be
do think
so
that in a
sad.
way it's name recognition again, though, right?
It
You
is.
know, like
Right.
everyone's going to remember Smallwood,
did we
right?
have this conversation before?
About what?
About the names that you wanted
Yeah.
to name Noah?
No, we've never told anyone what I
But
wanted to
also,
name Noah,
like-
but I still think it would have been a good
Of
idea.
course you do.
How much more recognizable would Bigwood be?
Yeah. Do you know? Have you ever
Remember
heard?
Bigwood?
So when Noah, can we tell the story, or is it okay
That
with
boy
that?
was packing.
No, is it okay if
Anyways.
we tell the story about your name?
I don't care. My name's Noah. You can say what you want to
He
say.
has nothing to
cool.
say about
So
it.
when,
That was
when
you
Noah
and me.
when Noah was in the womb
Yes.
and we were coming up with names,
We were having a lot of arguments.
Oh, I couldn't imagine.
I'm all
no,
about like
you couldn't imagine about what the
well
he
my
was
my
trying to
first
name
my first
Noah.
choice was
God, let me hear it.
my first choice was Wacky Moon Barczyk.
I mean, that's
Wacky
different.
Moon Barczyk.
Wacky.
And
Wacky Moon.
I mean,
Wacky Moon.
that still fits.
yeah, it's still
What
it really did
inspired
fit.
you? What do you
Well,
think?
okay, so what what inspired me is
yeah.
that there was
Peekaboo Streets.
Can you Jay pull the shit up? Peekaboo Streets.
She was a skier.
Skier.
Yes.
Peekaboo
Back in the
Streets.
Olympics.
No way.
Yes, her real name is Peekaboo Streets.
Yeah, her
No
real name is
way.
Peekaboo Streets, and she's an amazing.
She's a freaking Olympian.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
she
Olympic.
was. She was Olympian.
Oh wait, she's got elliptic. Wait a
Dude,
second.
she's
Wait,
in
she
jail
just
now.
went to, what was that?
Wow.
Wait, she beat. Wait, pull
She's
up that
in
New
jail
York
now.
Post.
Oh, no, she is in
She's
jail
got a
now.
mugshot.
Oh,
'Cause
shit.
that's
Shit.
what those names do to you.
Oh,
See?
man.
Noah would be a
Violent.
felon.
God, he really would be. Thank
She beat the hell out of her boyfriend or something.
Beat up her
man.
dad.
Beat up her dad.
Damn.
Dude, Brian, you would have got your ass kicked, buddy.
She said,
Holy
peekaboo.
Wow.
Well, you dodged a bullet.
Well, damn, man, that didn't turn out the way I expected it to at all.
Well,
That's funny as hell.
So, anyways, my point is that if you let's say you were in anything, a business meeting, a work event, a concert, and someone came up to you and said, "Hey, here's Eric, and this is Wacky Moon."
Yeah.
Who would you remember?
Wacky Moon, 100%.
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
So
what
this guy-
kind of psychedelic acid
here's-
trip
here's-
was
look
that
at-
parent
Yo,
on?
You think about
Wacky
listen. You think about NASCAR. Who do you think about? Dick Trickle.
Nick Trickle.
Nick Trickle.
Hey, man. That's a good nickname, right?
That's his name.
That's
That's,
his
not
name.
a
I
nickname.
know, but
his name is
Trickle.
Dick.
But, like,
His name is Dick Trickle. I never knew
think
about
about
this
this,
guy.
though.
Yeah.
Think about this, though.
He's a famous
right?
NASCAR driver.
Think about this.
That is
Think
bad
about this.
parenting at its finest. Who
Dude,
does
that
that?
really
Who
is.
does that to their
Who
kid?
names him
You
Dick
know what?
Trickle?
Our last name is Trickle. I'm gonna name him Dick.
Dude, that is pretty funny.
No,
I like the
this is-
parents got a sense of humor.
No,
on that
this is
one.
what happened. This is what happened. You know, the dad, he probably had the Dick Trickle late in life,
Oh,
right?
shut up.
Yeah, he did.
So when he was peeing, he was like, "Damn, my dick keeps trickling."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Wait, Dick Trickle? I'm gonna name my kid that." Right?
Great name.
How did the
But
mom
I-
write
I'm
Well,
that
just
wait a
saying,
down?
second.
yeah.
That was your first choice.
That was my first
what
choice.
was your
What was
second
Oh,
choice?
I'm so
I don't
excited.
remember the second
I can't
one.
wait to hear
It was.
this.
I do.
Well, there was two others.
Yes,
there was
two.
Nimrod.
That literally means dumbass.
No, it doesn't.
But it's in,
Nimrod.
the, it's in the Bible.
It's in the Bible. The son of
Isn't
Ham.
that a-
The
People
son
would be
of
like,
Ham
I know.
is-
What a
is
Nimrod.
That's exactly what I
Yeah,
said.
it's a-
I am
yeah.
not naming my son Nimrod.
Nimrod
No,
is the
that's
son of Ham.
It's a derogatory term.
Exactly. But you're welcome that I said no.
Yeah, it's a skillful
wow.
hunter. It's an inept person, but that's
No.
it's not.
No. And your third choice.
I would have been able
Was,
to kill everything from prairie dogs to grizzly bears.
Wow. I like that.
That's a wide
I might name my
variety.
son
Prairie
Nimrod.
dogs.
Yeah.
And then the last one was Nebuchadnezzar.
That one would have been dope.
Nebuchadnezzar.
They call me Nebba.
Nebuchadnezzar.
You would have been on that
Well-
ship with Morpheus going through the Matrix.
Right? This was way before
Yeah.
the
Yes.
Matrix. Way
It was.
before the Matrix.
But guess
Would have been
what?
very original.
Exactly.
Can't believe you-
Nebuchadnezzar.
Man.
Mom chose the name, and
Noah.
Noah it was.
It was a biblical name, just the
Yo,
wrong
Nebuchadnezzar
You better
goes
thank God
hard.
for
I'm
that.
gonna name my kid Nebba.
Yeah, Neba. Think about that, Neba.
Nebba, middle name Kaneza.
Can you imagine coming off the back porch? Nebuchadnezzar, get your ass in here right now. Like that would, Nebuchadnezzar. Get in
That's
here.
crazy.
Yeah, this is what I had to deal with. So
It was
no.
good.
No.
I think just name recognition is an important thing.
It is.
I couldn't imagine though, because I can barely name one of my pets, let alone your child.
And that's
you know
why
what I mean? Like, how do you?
with Noah.
That's got to be tough.
Yeah, I was settled with Noah.
Noah's a good one.
We wanted Brandon, but
thank God I'm not a Brandon.
Well, you would have been if Auntie Cindy didn't choose it first.
Thank God I'm not.
That was our first choice. We were really pissed.
I mean, shout out to everyone named Brandon, but
yeah, there's some cool Brandons.
No, you were
there.
meant to be a Noah or a
Nebuchadnezzar
or a Nimrod. 50-50.
That's fine.
That's so funny.
Yeah, so we got
he literally, if I would have said yes, he would have been like, Nimrod,
Oh,
it
got
is.
perfect.
Salmon.
We just
What the
write
hell
this
is
on the
that?
birth
Yeah.
certificate.
You're welcome.
Salmon
awesome.
boa.
Salmon Boa 420 gave us $10. Says shout out to Brian for being a conscientious, humble guy at all times. Noah, how does it feel to have the coolest parents?
Yeah, how does it feel, Noah?
Wow,
Yeah,
it
how
feels
does that feel, man? Thank you.
so good. Feels great.
Blessed.
Yeah.
That feels like
Hey, you know what's interesting?
feels
is-
great, man.
Right. Well, I think we have a pretty cool family, but interesting.
Right when you read a thing that says humble,
Right. I think we have the most awesome
I
family.
said a cool family. I said a cool family. I didn't say the best family. I didn't say. I
we
didn't
have
say.
the best family in the world.
I didn't say my family's better than yours. I said we have a cool family, but we actually do have another person in the family too, which is my
Who?
daughter, Jade.
Oh, I forgot about. No, I'm just joking.
And Jade just came back from a cruise.
Yeah.
That's
We'll
true.
have to, if she's in town, we'll have to get her in town and get her
Yeah,
on
we've
the
got to get her on the
podcast.
podcast for sure.
I want to meet her.
Yeah.
I've never
You haven't even
met
met
her.
her?
You've never met her?
Swear to God.
Oh my
never
gosh.
met her.
yeah.
All right,
Just
so,
a myth.
We'll have to make this happen.
I'm
So
pretty
Jade
sure
is-
She
she
lives in Grand Rapids, so it's like 2.5 hours
Yeah, just
away,
say your
so-
address too while you're at it.
Well, she lives
Well,
on.
here's her phone
Her
number.
biggest fears are. I think
So-
it's just Lori posting old photos of her on there. I swear to God, I'm like, no, this person isn't real.
No, so Jade just got back from a cruise to the Bahamas.
Yeah, the Bahamas.
And I told her before she left she had a 50-50 shot of living.
yeah.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
because you go on a cruise, you're probably dying.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Are you
And-
really
and-
going to go there?
Listen, and what her experience affirmed my assumptions. And what I'm saying is that number one, she got off the cruise ship, and for days she felt like she was seasick, or not seasick, but felt like she was rocky.
Yeah.
It
A
happens.
guy died on the cruise ship.
Shut up.
No
What do you
Guy
mean?
way.
Guy died.
She
How?
didn't tell you that. She told
All right,
me.
so listen
No
to this.
way. There's
What do
no
you-
way.
What do you mean he
Listen.
died?
Listen, this is what
He
happens.
died.
The guy gets on, he's not feeling good, which, by the way, she wasn't feeling good. Maybe coronavirus, who fucking knows?
Duh.
Dude.
But listen, and once you have that coronavirus, that whole ship's dead.
That whole
The
ship's dead.
Right? So listen,
What
this guy's
happened?
feeling sick.
It's true.
Feeling sick, and he's like, I need
No.
medical attention.
No.
So they tell him to medevac him off $50,000 to medevac him
Holy
out.
Shit.
So he
just
says,
said-
He said
no,
no.
I'm good. And then he died.
Oh my God.
Dead.
What
What
did he
did they
die
do?
from?
Did they just dump you
I
in the
don't
sea?
know.
Don't know.
No, I
No,
think they
they
take 'em
got to.
back.
They got to probably a morgue. They got to put him in
Wow.
there.
This
and
dude
then
just said
afterwards-
throw him in the sea.
Just that's what they do.
Well,
man.
And
The
listen,
pirates,
what?
they
I
wrap
don't
you up,
know.
dump you
What
in.
if somebody
And
told
listen.
you that $50,000 to medevac you off?
I'm
listen,
a big
listen.
wimp. I would be like, please God, take me. I'll take two of them. Yeah. That is true though. It is insane the price. I would probably say,
You're
oh,
like,
I'm
there
fine,
is
I'm
no price on
overreacting."
life.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Yeah,
whatever it
yeah.
costs, make
Mary,
And I
I'm
don't
worth
mean
it,
to-
right? Yeah, exactly.
And I don't.
She's way better at no.
She's actually shaking her head. No, that's comforting.
fuck
She's
that
like,
guy.
pretty
fuck
comforting.
no, you're.
There was a cruise ship. They just had to, what do they call it? They had to put it on lockdown because 14
quarantine
people
it.
had
Yep.
confirmed.
I saw that.
Well,
two
there was
people had
only one
confirmed
person that died.
Corona.
Yeah,
on
but-
that whole on
Right.
the whole cruise ship, only
Yeah.
one person
But until
died.
they got home, I'd say 30% probably are dead now.
No, I
Oh,
think that's
man.
you.
Probably.
I think that's
Me out.
false. False news.
I hope that's false.
And I don't
really
mean
do.
to make light of
We're
this
gonna-
guy, prayers to the family
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Rest
But,
in peace, man.
I mean, it's a bummer. The poor guy, goes on
No,
vacation
just,
and dies.
Don't use this.
It's his
to
fucking
push,
fault,
to
bro.
push your agenda of being
Right, you don't
scared
go on a
That's why you
cruise
to
don't-
ship.
being on a cruise.
You don't go on
You
a
don't.
cruise ship.
Well, especially this
I
one
went
is
on a
now.
cruise
Yeah.
and I survived.
Yeah, you were the 50% that survived.
That's crazy. You're freaking me out. I'll never go on a cruise.
Don't
and now,
do it, man.
Whoever goes on that cruise, that's a freaking ghost ship now.
Guess what?
Exactly.
Can I
Guess-
say that?
Aaron,
Amen.
don't
Hey,
let
That's a
speaking
ghost
of
ship.
Hey, my
ship.
girlfriend's going on the same exact boat.
Oh,
as her.
dude.
Boat?
I know. So I'm
shit.
saying my final goodbyes.
I would open up a Tinder just to keep your options open.
Speaking of goat, oh my God.
You ain't never gonna find a woman to take Chipotle juice.
No, that is a legend.
That was her water broke.
Exactly,
broke.
but
You
nobody
need to
else.
look
Like
for a
those
ring.
are few and far between that will actually go through that and be okay. I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
It was funny.
Speaking of ghost shit,
That's hilarious.
Water broke. And I was just like, oh shit. That was funny.
speaking
And yet
of
you
ghost
just
shit,
kept on going and just eating.
yeah,
What was I gonna do? Take her pants off?
That's
and,
a real gem. That's a gem.
I know.
That's
She's
a real
keeper.
queen.
What
Yeah.
am I
She's a
supposed to
keeper.
do?
yeah, I agree. Speaking of ghost ship, we went on the
Ghost shit?
Queen Mary.
Oh,
Before.
yeah.
Oh, no way.
And guess what
yeah, we went
happened?
on that.
No.
And we got
Nothing.
lost.
No.
Well, we did get lost.
yeah, but I filmed the whole video and I lost the footage.
Oh, you lost the footage.
Dude, it was
I
but
think-
listen, it was crazy. We're on this ship,
Yeah.
the
What?
fucking Queen Mary. I mean, it's pretty special.
Yeah?
And
So
we were
cool.
like, I think
So
we
cool.
did go in a couple places that said off limits.
Yeah,
like I
they-
just,
Oh,
but there was
my
like no
God.
one.
Of course you did.
Oh my
It's Brian.
Yeah.
It was like,
No one in the
this
entire
doesn't
ship.
apply to us. Go under the.
No, we
I
did.
have
like,
a camera.
Exactly.
I'm filming.
Do you know who I am?
we, did,
That's crazy.
we didn't even like.
Humble. It's the humble Brian.
We didn't even
Do you
have
know
like tour tickets or nothing.
No, yeah, we just
We
went
just
on
like
there.
followed the tour and then
What?
split.
Excuse me?
Then
no,
split.
yeah,
then
Joined the
split up.
tour
Yeah.
for free.
yeah, we went on a
Then they
free
went
tour.
upstairs and we
Yeah,
went downstairs.
and we went down. Yeah, so
Like an episode of Scooby Doo. You guys just walked on and split off.
Phoebe
Holy
was there.
literally, dude.
Holy shit, that is crazy.
And we went to the bottom of the boat where
Yeah.
like all the mechanical
Oh,
shit
wow.
is going on.
Yeah,
That's
we were in
really
like the
cool.
engine room.
And the
Yeah.
morgue.
By
The morgue is-
ourselves.
No, we didn't go to the morgue. We didn't go to the morgue. But
It's literally known as like one of the most, if not the most haunted boats. And we were in the basement.
That's
Yeah.
where the
Alone.
shit happens
And
too down
alone.
there. All those
Yeah.
little engine workers and all that. They're
And
dying first.
again,
yeah.
I don't. Nothing's
All the little
nothing's
engine
proven.
You're the first
He's
to go.
just like pedaling.
I can just see on the Titanic he's
Rowing.
shoveling the coal in.
Yeah,
That's where it goes. Yeah.
I mean there was definitely some noises, but like we
Yeah.
couldn't prove anything. Like I don't know.
No, because you
many
didn't have
noises
the
on
footage.
boat. Yeah.
Yeah, if we
Yeah.
could have seen the footage, maybe there was some stuff on it. But
Holy shit.
Some-
man.
I remember
that
there was
stuff.
this one
That is
really,
really
cool
cool.
thing. It was like a big fan. Like I don't even know what the fuck
A
it's called.
fan?
oh,
man.
propeller.
Propeller.
Oh yeah, I
in like
remember that.
water.
Yeah, it was like a propeller house.
In the
yeah.
water.
Because it's a boat.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
is spooky.
But it was in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was in. It was like there was like a huge. It was
was like
wild. It was like a 20-foot drop into
Yeah,
the water.
water.
And then there was this big,
big
propeller. It
propeller.
was freaky,
Wow.
man.
And listen to
Wow,
this. Listen to
wow.
this. So we saw this, and I was like, "Oh wow, that's cool, right?" And then recently, I watched a video on the Queen Mary. That thing never turns on ever.
Really?
No electricity onto it.
Only,
They say that the workers sometimes go down there and it's spinning.
oh my gosh, wow.
Holy
and it was spinning
shit.
when you were
Yeah.
there.
No,
No,
it
it wasn't
wasn't
spinning.
spinning.
No,
Oh.
it wasn't spinning.
Well, then that's boring.
But that was so cool.
Well, that's
why don't we?
good story.
Hey guys, why don't we?
No, it was completely
Let's,
still.
hey guys, let's catch up on Super Chat and answer some questions before we get out of here. So this is Rus. I have no idea how to pronounce that. Help me, Lori.
That's Resafutile.
Thank you, Noah.
Is that really it? Yeah, it's really good. Gosh, that's awesome.
that what the kids are
What was it? The snake? What was that on the snake ultrasound? That what?
What was that on the snake ultrasound?
Did you do a video with ultrasounding recently?
I mean, when we ultrasound, we see follicles.
Yep.
So follicles before they become eggs. Track gave us 279. Thank you. The virus
It's popping up everywhere.
Virus is popping
Corona.
up. Corona. Yeah.
It is, honestly.
It's a global.
But the thing is this is the thing, right? Is that
phenomena.
there's been 8,000 plus people died from the flu this year, and there's only been like less than 200 for
Yeah.
Corona.
yeah, but the flu isn't
So-
man-made.
Oh,
We're going to
shit.
talk about that on our.
Yeah, we'll talk about that
Friday.
later.
We can.
All right, so what do we got
Tune
as
back
far
on
as
Friday.
questions? So what was it like, as a kid? Any crazy stories? I'm sure there's a ton of
Who's
crazy
Kirk
stories.
Douglas?
Kirk Douglas? He was an actor.
It just said he just died.
Kirk Douglas died?
Shut up.
Oh, man.
Google that shit.
Can you
Did
pop
Kirk
that up?
Douglas
Unless there
die?
was a troll, and I swear if there's a troll, if we just got trolled, I'm never reading the chat again.
I
Exactly.
know,
Wow.
Kirk Douglas.
You've ruined it for everybody.
He's like, like he's freaking. His son was in.
Oh, God.
in
Yeah, he
Ant.
just
Is that-
died
is
8
that
minutes
what
ago.
He looks like.
He just died.
Yeah,
Oh
we
my
saw
God.
his
Yeah,
He got
he's
old as hell.
Yeah, that's 103. It said, right?
Are you
Wow.
serious?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I did not
man.
know he was that old.
Wow.
His son was
All
in
right.
in Ant-Man.
You
he
know
was
what?
he was the
That's his
doctor.
son?
That was his son. Yeah,
Oh,
Mike
wait.
Douglas. Yeah, that's crazy.
This
well,
is the shit
prayers
that's
to the
crazy.
family.
Also-
like, I don't
We trust you, chat.
I don't feel that I'm old, but I see shit like that and it makes me feel so old because that is not the Kirk Douglas I remember.
Oh, yeah, he looked bad.
My God. I
he was
haven't
in rough
seen him in
shape.
a while because, wow.
What did that?
Say
Can
he
you go
was
up for a
100
second? Can you
He
go
was
up a little
not
bit?
that old, was
I
he?
said
Root
103,
Dog?
Mom.
Love Eric. He's awesome. Root Dog Reptiles. Hey, what's
Oh
up?
yeah.
Oh,
Thank you, man. we are going to.
Eric
Miss-
is awesome.
hang on.
Yeah,
Where's
well,
it?
you
Well, you
know.
have Forrest Calante on. Forrest is a friend of mine.
Who was that?
He's also been on Joe Rogan
Forrest,
twice.
Mom. Forrest.
No, Forrest
Calante.
Galante.
Oh,
has
different Forrest.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
no,
yeah,
Forrest
like-
not the
Galante.
Forrest
that's
I
not.
know.
No,
I got
yeah.
to pee so bad.
Forrest Galante was on Rogan a couple times.
I
He's
already
got a
did.
show on Animal Planet called Alive or Extinct. I've known him for about 10, 12 years. He actually went to get this, Lori. He was our cook buddy. What's his name? Out in California.
Jason?
Yeah, Jason.
Sorry, I'm sorry. It's Jason Quinn.
I'll be back.
Jason Quinn was his roommate, Forrest Galante's roommate in college.
Oh, wait. I think I do remember him
Yeah.
talking about that.
And that's how I met Forrest, and you know,
Okay.
so I would love to have Forrest on. I think he just got back from Africa.
I would
Shoot,
love to
on the-
be in California eating at Jason's restaurant
Jason's
because I
restaurant,
follow
yeah,
him and
yeah.
he's got some insane pasta stuff going on
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now
he's
that
got
if
a-
I lived
yeah.
close, I'd be at that restaurant every
Yeah,
weekend.
he's got a place
like,
called
oh my God.
Playground and Playground 2.0.
Yeah.
So let's see here. I have a milk snake for 6 weeks not eating. Why? Reach out to us, email us. That's the best way to get
Info
information.
at bhbreptiles.com.
Yeah, and just give us information like what
Yep.
kind of snake, what kind of milk snake, how old is a milk snake, what are you keeping it in, temperatures, on and on. It's hard to answer without having lots of information. So the more information you send us, the better we can help you, but we'll help out. We always do. Let's see. Any ghost snake stories?
Well,
Any
you know,
ghost
I like a
snake story?
good ghost corn.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I didn't think of it like that.
They, you know what? They always try to get escape. No,
Yeah, they
just
do.
kidding.
Ghosts.
Yeah.
They don't.
They ghost
I'm
me.
not really sure what a ghost
well,
snake
anything
story.
it can escape, Eric.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's
Yeah,
very
what
true.
tried to get out today?
There was a list in the tub. There was a fault in the tub. I overlooked it. But that poor Beth was back there. Somebody help me.
I'm back there too, and that's what I hear. Bruce,
Yeah.
Bruce, help!
Help, yeah. Yeah.
Jen-
That poor
Jen,
Beth. That poor Beth.
Jen, our friend Jen Golden, asked if we were ready for Dare Day. She's got a tattoo gun and alcohol. That
Oh,
sounds
no.
great.
That sounds great.
That sounds like a
fantastic.
very,
Yep.
very bad idea.
No, that's pretty
Yeah.
bad. But it sounds reckless.
I'm too old for those things.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm way past that age.
I'd have to get it somewhere where you couldn't see it.
Eric on the butt cheek.
Yeah.
Roll the dice.
Jessica asked when we're opening up packages from the P.O. Box. We just opened up one that will be on the vlog in the next couple days. That was unbelievably crazy. So we're always opening up stuff. Sometimes it takes us a few
I
days
try
to
to
get
go
it
there
into
a
the
couple
vlog.
days a week, or
Yeah.
a couple,
Yeah, a couple
At
days
least
a week
once
or
a
something
week.
like that. Yeah. Eric Tour House. We need another one of those. I definitely agree. I know Noah was just over.
Yeah, I know.
But I would
I
like
was
to come
just
by
gonna
and do a
say,
tour. I also
I've
would love
never
to get
been
over to.
either.
You
I'd
have
also
to go over there, Lord. You would love it.
Yeah,
You got
I'd like to-
animals.
would I love it?
No, I think
Or would
you
I be like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
You'd be like, wow, this
Yeah.
is why Eric's so crazy. No, I would really love, and I keep meaning to say that I would love to have you over.
Yeah, I'd also love to get over to Bruce and Jessica, see all their stuff as well.
I
So
know,
that'd be super dope. And
I
we'll
gotta
have
get over there.
Yeah, we've got to get those guys on the podcast as well here coming up. I know you guys would love to hear more about those guys. Brian, do you remember the thing you talked about yesterday, the large snake stuff? I'm posting it for tomorrow. Oh, this was about a large snake shed. So that's cool. Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Just someone had a big Burmese shed, full piece, and it'd be just cool. I like big snake sheds, so they're going to send it. So it's awesome.
That's cool.
Am I familiar with Kevin Richardson? Yeah, he's of course the lion whisperer over in South Africa.
No, I'm not familiar.
Okay. Let's see. We got.
Do we know him?
$1.99 from Georgia. Come to Georgia. Is that the country Georgia or the state?
There's a country, Georgia?
Yeah, there's a country Georgia. Yeah, it used to be part of the USSR.
Oh,
Okay. Geography was not my thing.
Yeah.
No, yeah, same.
But
here.
I don't know if that might be the state of Georgia.
But I have been to
but
the
we-
state of Georgia. I have an aunt who lives there by Atlanta.
Yeah. So that's
Shout
the
out
country
to-
of Georgia
shout out to
there.
Aunt
That's
Judy.
where the country of Georgia. Look at how beautiful the country
Looks
of Georgia
beautiful.
looks. Looks like some castles and some. There's
Looks
probably
like
some
Scotland.
freaking.
But maybe he meant Georgia in the U.S.
Well, yeah, it just isn't as exciting, you know what I mean?
But I'm just saying.
They got
we've
the
been-
Falcons.
I mean, they
Got
hosted
good
the
tea.
Olympics
Got
back
Gucci.
in the 80s
They got
That's a
Gucci.
long
or
time ago.
90s.
They
I
got
can't
2
remember what
Chainz.
was.
There was just
Two
that
Chainz is
movie.
from
There's just
Atlanta.
that movie from the guy that blew up, got falsely accused for blowing up the Atlanta Olympics. Remember that? I think. Well, anyways, it was just a movie on it. Just a movie like in the last month or so. But I haven't
Really?
seen
Is
it.
that where we're going?
No, I just just some trivia there for you. Let's see. And it is the state.
Yeah,
by the way.
see?
Yeah.
Shout out to the state of Georgia.
State of
Awesome.
Georgia.
Peaches.
Peaches are good. Peaches and pecans. Pecans.
Pecans, yes.
Pecans.
Love those
is it a
pecans.
pecan or a pecan?
You can.
Well, it depends where you're at.
Because if it's a pecan, I think that's what you pee in.
No,
Pecans are what
if
you
you're
eat,
down
right?
south, it's a pecan.
A
If you're
pecan
up
pie.
north, it's a pecan.
Really? Is that what they say? Is that true?
I don't care.
Yeah,
Hey, be
I know.
careful.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
Are we ever going to come to the UK? Amy said. Noah was just in the UK
I was
recently.
just there.
Yeah.
Well, that was like a
We'd like to
year
come.
ago.
We'd like to come. Jacob and Crowley. Brian, did you name the turtles yet? By the way, happy birthday again. We named Spork. And then what is
Spork.
Spork is spoon and fork. So it's Spork.
That is a very. I like that
Wait
name a
second.
lot. That is a cute name.
Who voted on that? Because I didn't.
I didn't.
Don't worry, there's
didn't
two
take
more,
votes.
you
There's,
know?
yeah, you got another one you can do.
Technically
Spoon,
three.
Spoon and fork. Okay.
So spoon and fork, Spork, and then what was the albino? Voldemort is the
Voldemort.
albino.
That's a
Yeah,
good name.
Voldemort's
He
the
kinda looks
Voldemort.
like
I
Voldemort.
did like
Yeah.
that one because that was the last podcast when somebody said that.
Yeah, that was a
and
good one.
I laughed my
Stuck
ass off
with
and
you,
said
yeah.
yes. That's pretty damn funny.
But we still have one two-headed turtle that we haven't named. So Andy's given us a couple things. Best podcast yet. Thank you, Andy. We having a good time. I love podcasting. Do you guys like it? Because
Yeah.
this is
I
like
really do like
this is
it.
like one of the
Honestly, I like this way better than vlog.
Yeah.
well,
yeah.
it's a lot more fun, and I think that as also
we could just hang out.
yeah, hang
talk.
out,
It's
talk.
really relaxed.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
exactly.
like
Yeah,
it.
it's really cool.
I like
And,
it.
and I think when we have cool guests on and stuff, it'll be cool too because we'll get to know a lot of
Yeah.
things, whether it's paranormal, animal related. Who knows what we'll have on. We have some YouTube people that might come on. Obviously, Jack Osbourne would be great.
Maybe I'll find some people I like and invite.
Do
them.
it.
Yeah.
I mean, God,
Yeah.
who knows?
What
I
kind of
know.
What's that?
Could you
Noah?
imagine if I found somebody I liked?
He'd be,
That would be something.
he owns a winery. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Or a vineyard. What do they call it? A vineyard.
Tell me all about your wine. Actually, the guy down the street, I should invite
Oh
him.
my gosh, yeah.
We do
There
have a
you go.
winery down the street.
It would be
He's a
interesting
really nice
though.
man.
It
We're
would
in
be
his
interesting
garage.
to have
Where is
a real. Yeah, that's the thing.
It's in a strip
It's like-
mall right down the street.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Mary
no
and I
way.
went last week.
Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
she
that's
loved
right.
it.
Yeah,
It's
she really
amazing.
did. Yeah.
So Tyler gave us $2 and said, "Y'all should make that pull that shit up shirt." Yeah, I like that pull that shit up.
Yo,
shirt.
I think Joe Rogan
Yo.
would sue us.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie. I just farted, and that shit stinks.
Oh fuck.
Did you
And
smell
this is
that?
I
great.
don't. But
Great.
I
This
don't
is the
want
way we're going to end the podcast. Brian, will you ever come to Sequest in Folsom, California? Ironically enough, Sequest just reached out. Ironically enough, Sequest just reached out to me about
go
doing
over
some
this
more
way.
appearances this summer.
boy got
And I know Folsom is supposed to be their
flavor.
largest one. That's the biggest trafficked one. They didn't mention about me coming to Folsom. I think they said like New Jersey. I know they said
I
Florida.
think
and a
those are
couple
some of
other
the
ones.
newer ones.
Yeah,
that
Connecticut maybe.
they wanted you to
So,
come to,
so yeah, I might. We love Sequest, and we'd love to work with them more. The time we spent out in Utah was freaking
Yeah,
dope.
it was a lot of fun. They're
Yeah.
really cool places, and it's a great idea.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
it.
Hey, Alondra.
Someone's going to do that. Go on Rogan's podcast. Would love
Dude,
to.
We'd be there in a second
Yeah.
if we ever got invited.
Yeah, I've told the story.
Wouldn't say no.
I've told the
Pretty
story.
cool. He's a cool guy.
Yeah, I've told the
I
story
would
that.
think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've told the story. We've met him a couple times. I've met him a couple times.
Well,
Oh, have you really?
once.
What's that?
Once.
Once.
And you got mad at me.
No, that was a different. That wasn't Joe Rogan. That was Dana White.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's right. Then
Yeah,
I
so-
haven't met Joe Rogan then.
So we
Yeah.
met.
Dana White.
They look similar.
We met. This goes back a while. I'm going to tell this story real quick. This is a horrible
He
story.
was so mad at me.
So
Okay, just
yeah.
preface when
Yeah.
it was. Flip phones.
yeah,
okay,
flip phones.
it was
yeah.
literally
it was
flip phone days.
pre-iPhone.
Yes.
There was no
Oh, no.
iPhones. We had flip phones, and we were staying in a hotel with all the UFC fighters. So we
And
were
it was
like,
a reptile show.
yeah, we were hanging out
Yeah,
with like
we were
rock,
in,
St.
Orange
Pierre
County. Like
yeah,
it
it was Orange. It was Anaheim. Yeah.
Anaheim, yep.
And there was like St. Pierre, Rich Franklin, the Iceman was there, Chuck
He was
Liddell.
so excited,
and,
so excited. I didn't know who
that's
any
so
of these people
cool.
were because I don't
yeah,
watch that
so
shit.
so we were hanging out drinking beers with these guys. I mean, super cool. So we go to a UFC fight. Or you didn't come to the UFC
I
fight.
did
okay,
not,
yeah.
'cause
So
I don't
went to a
care.
UFC
Yeah.
fight and I bought a UFC shirt. Well, the next morning, We walk into the lobby. It's pretty early in the morning, and Dana White is standing there alone, just by himself. I walk up to Dana, and I'm like, dude, it's so good to meet you. Love the UFC. And he saw my shirt, obviously. He's like, did you go last night? Yeah. And he treated us like we were the most important people in the world.
Super nice, like
So
super
amazing.
cool dude.
Yeah, he was just like telling, like, how was your experience? Really cool dude. And I go, hey, do you mind if I take a picture? And he's like, yeah, no worries, man, no worries. So I step up,
hands me his
hands
phone.
the flip phone. Your mom takes a picture of it.
okay.
Bam. Takes the picture. We then proceed to go into the restaurant that's attached to the lobby. We sit down with some friends, and I'm like, dude, I just met Dana White. Check out this picture. Well, your mom, this is back in the phones you had to go save to save the picture. Well, she
didn't
deleted
save the
God.
picture.
Oh.
She deleted the picture, and so I go back in the lobby. He's gone.
He's so
you'll
pissed.
never
He's like,
see him
I
again.
can't believe you. I'm like, I don't fucking know what I'm doing. Like, I swear I pushed the button.
So funny if they
He was so mad. He's like, are you kidding me? Now I don't have any proof. I'm like,
By the way, Jason gave us $2 and said that not everybody says pecan down in Georgia. So thank you for the donation.
thank you,
Thank
Jason.
you.
And I'm not
What do we say?
saying that
Pecan?
they do.
Pecan?
I say pecan.
Pecan.
Pecan?
Pecan.
Pecan?
A pecan,
going by
is what
my-
truck drivers use to piss in the road.
There you go. Yeah.
You know?
Or,
Pecan.
or
That's-
just
that's
seasoned
for real.
travelers, because I'm
Pecan.
not going to let, or a pea bottle.
Oh, pea bottle.
I mean,
Piss
honestly,
jug.
don't act like we haven't passed those around in Long Road.
Oh, yeah. No, they're there. They're there.
Listen, guys, Tiffany actually donated $5 and said you all should do a tour giveaway. Not everyone can afford the place at the price. And I agree. I've actually thought about, I haven't even talked to you about this. I was thinking about maybe like for the opening weekend, Friday the 13th next month, maybe doing a giveaway where we travel someone here for the weekend. Just thought about it, pay their travel. We'll talk more about it, but
Yeah,
but
let's
I thought,
talk about that.
but yeah, I thought it'd be kind of cool to do some sort of a giveaway for
Let's
the
talk
weekend.
about that.
I didn't even think, now our tours we're going to have a little more space to roam.
I
Yeah,
know, bro.
It's going to be
gonna be
cool.
nice.
That's
Oh
going to
yeah,
be really
you got
cool.
another one in a couple weeks. Let me tell you about it later.
Sweet.
Okay, cool.
Sweet.
Good. Okay, let's do 2 more questions really
Yeah,
quick,
2
and then
more and
let's
we're
do
good.
it. Let's see, you guys pick. What do you think?
Pecan.
If you be coming to any expos in Virginia, sorry, we don't do shows anymore, so unfortunately not. But enjoy. They're always fun. Maybe
like
one day
that
I'll get
one.
back to them.
I like that question.
What is
and
it?
it's not really a question. Lori should let Brian get a sloth.
That is a great
Eric,
That
question.
is a
Sorry.
good
Yeah, I'm so
question.
Shut
sorry.
the hell up.
I'm so sorry.
That's a good question.
That is a good question.
You know what? Maybe. Well, didn't we have this conversation? Wait, now that Mary's down here about
Yep.
us getting the sloth and you guys housing it?
Oh, no, she would love she would
yeah.
love it.
She would
Like,
love
because
that.
we're not
Love
really
that.
set. We're not set up
Yeah.
to care for
Yeah.
a sloth.
Yeah.
It'd be like a little
But according
jungle.
to him, you guys could
Oh,
care
we got
for
it. We got a
Yeah.
spare room.
You got
Yep.
the garage.
Yeah.
The garage. I could always heat it.
How about the
Exactly.
master bedroom?
But I think that.
Oh, it could go in
Yeah, that's
there.
what I'm
It
thinking.
gets a
Could you
little
guys
cool
could
at
you guys
night.
move into the garage?
Could
so
you
the
guys
sloth
just
can be
sleep
in
on
your
the
room?
couch
That's
so
totally
the sloth
fine.
could have your bedroom?
I was thinking about that. It's more room. Or maybe bunk beds. We could just go up 2 short ones.
I've heard a couple people ask about giant snails for the Reptarium. Unfortunately, they're illegal in America. You
Yeah,
can't
you
keep
can't
them.
get them.
You
I
can't
don't
keep
have
them.
one.
How big are
Thank-
these?
They're huge.
Dude,
Snails like
they
this.
are
Thank God, they're
huge.
so gross, dude. We saw them.
they're
when
like
we
the size
were,
of a
When we were
softball.
in Italy, they are terrifying.
They're just
I love
wild.
them. Really
Just
are.
wild.
They're super
yeah.
cool,
Yeah.
man.
No.
I love
Wait,
them.
wait. Wild?
Well, they come from Africa.
No. Like wild ones.
Well,
Like in Italy, you were like,
Oh,
oh,
no,
I
you
saw
can- you
them.
can
no,
breed
no,
them.
no,
You can breed
not
them,
in the
yeah.
wild at the reptile show.
yeah, at the
People
reptile
have them
show.
at the
Yeah.
reptile
They're
show.
really popular out there in the UK.
Yeah,
Because
they
in
used
the-
to be here too, but
Over
they
there,
outlawed
like
them
you can
because
have a
of
lot of stuff
invasiveness,
that is
yeah.
protected here that you can't.
Who cares? Like, what the fuck is a
Well, it's-
snail gonna do?
Well,
I
if it
think it
got
would
out into
destroy
the wild, it would
crops.
destroy. I mean, there's a ton. Yeah. I mean, like, snails can be hugely invasive, and they can destroy tons of wildlife
And
as far as
crops.
fauna.
Who cares?
Crops, too.
Humans do that too.
They're
Look at what
very,
We should
fucking
outlaw
destroy.
humans,
they're
actually.
terrifying
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Okay, last one. Will you be coming back to Australia?
I'm sure you'll be back
yeah.
at some point.
I hope this year, hopefully. I hope.
You love it.
We
You'll
love
be back.
Australia, yeah. This will be my 10th trip there, so I can't wait to
So
come back.
if we go, I have a couple requests
Yes.
of people I would like to, YouTubers that I would like to see.
Sure.
Have you ever heard of Max Mofo?
Yes.
You have.
I have, yes.
They
I
have a
don't know 'em.
podcast where
Yeah, we get on their podcast.
well, I don't know if you could do it
No?
because they make you drink a lot.
Oh, I can't drink.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Do it.
No.
Do it. It'd be the
They-
best
dude,
podcast ever.
they-
because let me
I don't
tell you
drink.
something. You think drunk Lori is funny? Drunk Brian is fucking hilarious.
But I don't do that. But I don't get
But
drunk.
literally,
well,
long
you
time.
do,
It's
but
a
it's
great
just it's been a
podcast.
long time.
I'm about at my
You're
20 year.
due,
I'm
yeah.
about every 20
You're
years I
due.
get drunk. And it's
maybe
been
we
over
could
20
go
years. So,
and we
yeah.
could get
Dude, that would
drunk
be
on the
awesome.
cast.
I
He's
wanna see
fun.
that.
He's fun.
I've never met Fun Brian.
I know. No, you
No, I'm just
haven't.
joking.
You guys are so great.
He's pissed.
No, I don't care.
All right.
Listen, so guys, I think that this was fun, man. Thank you so much. Next week, we're going to have Stuart from Universal Rock on.
Yeah.
Monday, we have the install for the Reptarium.
Yeah,
Lots
we'll
of
give
cool
the
vlogs.
update of where
Friday,
we're at and what's going on.
Friday, we have Eric and Noah. And we also, where else can people listen to this, not just watch
So
it?
it is now on Spotify and Apple Music, and then
Perfect.
I'm working
No
on
way.
radio.com right now. So
Awesome.
that will be the next thing. But Apple Music, I mean not Apple Music, Apple
iTunes?
Podcasts,
Yes.
Apple Podcasts.
and then Spotify. If you guys look up Checking In, it
cool.
should pop up.
Oh, very cool.
All right,
Thank
guys.
you guys for letting me sit in, by
No,
the
yeah,
way. This
thank
was
you-
a lot of
thank
fun.
you guys. Yeah,
It was
thanks.
fun having you.
Yeah.
it was good addition. So, all right, guys. Well, thank you.
Thank
Noah,
you.
can you take it out?
Yes, thank you guys for watching. You guys have been checked in, and we are checking out.
Out.
Peace.
Peace.
That's really good, the checking out.